and welcome to another episode of Don't Feed the Geeks presented by the Long Island Comic Guys. Got Matt here with TC, Just Jim, and the Dungeon Master Bruce. And we are joined today by our very good friend and local artist, Tom Velez.
Thank you very much. That's quite the intro.
We got Tom.
I thought you were Toy Story.
That was a pretty good intro.
That was really good.
Yeah.
He's failed twice, so
He has failed. This you made up
I've been
for.
hijacked twice. No, failed once, hijacked once.
You made up for this today.
Someone's been taking broadcasting classes.
Hey, it's supposed to be a secret.
Woo, good job.
Oh, let's also mention this is the first video recording.
yes,
Everyone-
it
It's
is.
an honor.
So
yes,
the first one.
So the guys that are not watching this on YouTube, because we're going to try to put this on YouTube if this works out, but we are recording now for the first time. So this is the first inaugural YouTube podcast video of Long Island Comic Guys. Don't Feed the Geeks.
So just to clarify, we are recording.
There's a
right?
clap.
Yeah.
Yes, we are recording.
Okay. Everything's recording.
The big red line.
Yes, we got the little red dot.
All right.
We got the timer going.
We're good here.
What are the
Very
odds this accidentally gets deleted?
Oh, that would be fun. Well, let's hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, look at the look in TC's eyes.
Now the viewers will get to see the look on your face when
I know.
when he messes
It
up.
would have been fun if we saw it last time.
That's right.
Yeah,
Bill and Ted.
Lost to the airwaves.
it's all good. All right, so here we go. We are episode 6.
Six, yeah.
Number 6.
Wow.
6.
Seems like years.
Right? So what we got on the plan today?
I mean, I guess the big thing is Tom showed up. So
I'm here.
We
I
weren't
did make
expecting
it.
that.
That's right. That is the big
We're
thing.
always surprised when a guest shows up.
Yes.
So,
Was it really like up in the air?
No.
I was answering your text.
well, it's funny.
I didn't think you weren't going to show up.
Last weekend, they're like, so Tom's coming, right? I was like, yeah, I'll text him after C2E2's over. I'm sure that's crazy. So Monday, I was like, yeah, I'll reach out to him. He responded. I was like, all right, it's
No,
gonna happen.
You were there, right?
I can actually hear
C2E2?
out of
Yeah,
these
it
now.
was
That's
Fantastic.
better.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
I made an adjustment on the gain. So
All right, cool.
it's actually better now because I was
That's
like,
great.
you
That's
were, we still got you.
Yeah, that's great.
It's all good.
So I've been speaking this whole time and no one has any idea. What I'm
No,
saying. The video was like,
video still might be like that. I'm not hoping that.
it's okay.
This is awesome bonus footage that
Yes.
you will see because we're still playing with the equipment.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good.
All right, so if people are sick of us talking at this point, we keep getting other people to come on, so you're enticed to listen to these. So I guess let's just start with your origin story there, Tom. So before you get into that, we've completed our inner circle of Toms now.
We have.
Oh, we have.
This is our third and final Tom in our inner circle, and we're happy to have you.
Wow.
Every guest episode so far, it's had a Tom.
Maybe a little less somewhere.
All right, we could do that.
Yeah,
Here we go.
that's good. Perfect.
Nice.
Oh, thanks.
Sweet spot.
So where should I start? Like
Your
I got-
origin story, how you got into comics, how you
your
got
first
into...
experience with like kind of geek or comic or whatever it is, culture, anything
Yeah.
that's like not.
Yeah, when did you start doing art?
Oh, I'm really loud.
Oh, go for it. It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things like you hear every artist say they've always been drawing, and that was kind of the same situation. But my dad had a friend who owned a comic store. It used to be on Jericho. I don't know if it's there anymore. It was like down the street from Best Comics.
Closer to Queens?
Yeah.
Same side?
Yeah.
Because there is another comic book
It's
shop
probably
down
the
there.
same one.
And I've always wanted to go in there, but
It's moved several times, like only like one store over and like back and forth. So like I can't even find it anymore. But so my dad's friend, he owned that shop and he would just bring me over like comics that didn't sell. So like anything he had like spare of. And then when he saw it, like I was like into it, I started getting like some cool stuff. I recently, because I'm in the process of moving, I found like these comics that I have just like stored away under like a dresser or something. And it was like all those original ones. And it was like the one that I like really remember was a reprint of the first Spider-Man comic, which was what was Amazing Fantasy or something like that.
Amazing Fantasy 15.
Yeah, so,
I think.
Yeah.
It's worth a couple bucks.
You guys
if
might
got
know
one.
somebody who knows.
Yeah.
But, so after that, I would just get those things and just start just copying everything. And then I got to Spawn. That was big for me. I drew the Violator like a million
Nice.
times.
how old were you at this point?
So that was around like 10, because I really liked like cartoons and stuff. So I'd draw like Bugs Bunny and like Rocko's Modern Life. Like,
Nice.
Anything I like.
You're a man
could
of
get
good taste.
Yeah, thank you. So I started copying. I would take the backs out of the comics, like the solid backs and the plastic bags, and that's what I used to draw on. So
Yeah,
like
boards.
Yeah. That's what the professionals do.
That's what the geeks who collect call fancy boards.
Sorry, a little nervous, so I blanked. But
No worries.
yeah, that's where like I started drawing, and then
Only 7 people listen to this.
5 of them are here. I'm kidding. No, I actually really enjoy the show, guys. I listen to it regularly.
Sadly, that's true.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, but yeah. So then, like, I was really into sport. Oh, sorry, I'll stop hitting the table. I know it's horrible for
Acoustics.
But I stopped drawing for a while. Like, I just kind of did it as like a fun thing here and there, and I got really into sports all the way up until like my junior year of college. I really didn't like draw at all, and I was studying abroad, and I was in Australia, and all my friends went off on like some trip, which I was like broke by the time. So I just did 2 things for like 2 weeks, which was surf during the day and then just draw all night. And then I really
Sounds
got
amazing.
into it again. And so after that, like I took every art class at the college. I went to Villanova University, and there's like 2 art classes. So I was like, those are easy A's. Let's do this. Got to bring up that GPA somehow. So I graduated with a business degree, but then realized like that wasn't like after working for like a year, or I think it was 2 full years. I left my job, but I was going to school at night while I was working. So I'd be pretty much in the city all day till like 12 is when I finished.
Wow.
Or get home, and then I'd do the homework for like till like 3, and I did that like every night for like I think it was a year and a half.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah, yeah. But the other thing was like it was for graphic design, and I ended up dropping out anyway. So
Like, I'm good enough.
no. It wasn't even that. I had disagreements with the way things were being taught. Like they just weren't being taught, and any questions I had like about programs or anything, like you should just read that book, like that. And I was like, why am I here if I could just read the book and figure
Yeah,
out?
point.
And that was before everything was like YouTube. Yeah, a YouTube tutorial. So. I left, and so now I'm not working. I'm not in school. I'm drawing, and I was like trying to figure out how to make it look like I would see in a comic or on TV, just like that polished look. And I think it was like a Scotty Young video. He was just doing a quick demonstration of some random sketch. Yeah, and I was like blew my mind. That was like the what the F.
I have some original pages from him. I'll show you. And an amazing He-Man.
Oh, nice.
Scotty Young style.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really hard to get now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so once I found out like his setup situation and what I would need, that's when I started like getting even more serious than I previously was. So like I said, I wasn't working, and I'm just drawing all the time, and just taking any job I can get, like that was art related or design related. And I was doing a lot of graphic design jobs and whatnot, and somehow my portfolio ended up across the desk of the art director at Rolling Stone, and I got a job there, and I started working. I worked there for like 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
and but it was a permalance situation where you're freelance like permanently, and but you can only work like 1,000 hours in a year or something like that, or maybe it's more, but I don't remember. But so anyway, like your time is limited per year. And I remember at one point I got my first big illustration job, which was for the Walking Dead TV show, where I would do posters for each episode of the new season for season 5, which was really cool. I found out about that my last day for that year at Rolling Stone. So it was like I went from crap, there's nothing lined up after this. I spent all my time here, so I didn't have any time to like look at other stuff. So that was a really cool job because it was season 5. That was one where it started where they were like all caught and Carol.
You don't have to tell me that. I've never watched.
I was just waiting for you. Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. No,
I was just gonna do
know
the
the
whole
one.
time, and I was just like,
So, yeah, so it was a really cool job because I would go to the AMC offices before the shows aired, like even the premiere. I had to sit in like a small room with like the art director's laptop and just watch the episode before anybody saw it.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. But then it's a weekly show. They wanted a poster every week.
So you had a week to do a poster.
Yeah.
Not even probably.
I did 7 for the first episode because they kept running into legal problems because people that are on that show as zombies, they own that look. So because when they go to cons, like they'll have like a photo of them as that zombie. So then if they were
yeah.
like to make posters and distribute them, they got to pay that like no name actor. And also it was the 5th season. They were doing really well. And after the first episode, they're like, yeah, we don't need to promote this show. It's doing fine on its own. But that was a really cool job. And it got I got that because they saw all my Breaking Bad posters I did at that time. I did like a poster for each season. But something that wouldn't really give it away. It would just be like just a one shot. So if you saw the show, you'd get it. But if you didn't, it didn't ruin anything.
So where were these posters at, though?
The Breaking Bad ones?
Well, any like The Walking Dead?
Oh, so the Walking Dead one, they
Were
were
they
just
like promotional and just
yeah, it was just
distributed?
promo stuff. And like
did they
that
actually get released?
They got released on Facebook. That was
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah. And I think like they would give them out to crew and stuff, or just like put them around. But it was just we just ended up
pretty
doing one.
exclusive.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
I got to try to piece that.
yeah. And so once that started, and I really got like the taste for illustration work, like getting paid outside, because graphic design and I feel like graphic design and illustration are very different. Because graphic design, pretty much you could just have someone standing behind you going, no, to left, to right, to left. But illustration, you call the shots. So, and that was at the same time I did a bunch of. It was like my comic book portfolio, not comic book, but like just like Marvel DC portfolio where. I just made a bunch of posters that I still bring to cons and stuff, and but a lot of them.
I haven't bought those yet.
No, they might have been weeded out before.
Jeff.
Yeah. So yeah, and I mean, ever since that, I've been doing the illustration stuff, like a lot of advertising, editorial, and now comic books. And comic books is the one I that's my favorite one because.
Ours too.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't like my editorial work?
I think you forgot to email me those. So I guess this could probably be like a 2-part question. So our next thing was like kind of what type of art style would you attribute to yourself? And I know like I guess like our next question that could possibly lead into this. You know, I noticed the difference between you and like I guess the only other artist we had was Tom Travers. Is like you do a lot of digital work too.
Yeah.
And like I think definitely from our perspective, we don't really know like kind of what the difference is from the artist point of view on digital and traditional. So I guess if you whichever question you want to take first,
that's
like
great.
the art style, and then talk a little bit about that because I'm sure there's a lot of other people out there who like kind of know because I know with comics, so like I know a lot of people are doing digital work now, and then but from a collector's standpoint, it's just like I can't really bring that home.
Right.
It's like it's cool, it looks beautiful. It looks, if you print it out and you put it on like prints. Like I know prints do really well, but I'm at the point where like
not the
I'm an
same.
original guy. Like I kind of want the original.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just from your perspective, I guess we'd like to hear about that.
Yeah. So now, like now, I've thought about that a lot, and what I've done in the past, and trying to continue to do more, is do an original sketch of what the poster will be. So in my portfolio book that I have at the cons, there are a few that you do have the original sketch right next to the final print. So because I was getting a lot of complaints or emails from like collectors, like I want the original drawing for the Deadpool Wolverine or the like one of Spider-Man. And some of my I still have. And
I don't want to cut you off real quick, but did somebody recently get a tattoo of that thing that you designed?
Which one?
Not too long ago, the Deadpool Wolverine, where like
everyone
has.
that's the most bizarre thing ever is when I get like tagged in, and I love it. It's great.
It's awesome that I saw that.
But people are getting my work tattooed on them now.
That must be kind of surreal.
That's an ultimate compliment.
Right.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
that's on you for a while.
So what's like your first reaction when you see that?
That person's
Whoever that
crazy?
person is a lunatic. But it's amazing like that they like the work so much that they would put it in their body forever.
Have you seen it live? Like somebody come up to you at a booth and be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, look."
So what happened was the first one that I ever saw. Well, the first one I ever saw was this True Detective poster I did, and it's not a good drawing of Matthew McConaughey, and that guy had it tattooed on him. And I was like, dude, you should have just got a print of that or something. But the one I actually saw in person was this guy. I think the tattoo artist tagged me, or no, the guy tagged me. The tattoo artist told him about me. Like he just walked in and was like, I want a comic tattoo, right? And the guy, the tattoo artist's name is Steve Butcher. He's like a world famous tattoo artist. He used to live in like New Zealand or something like that, and now he moved to the U.S. and he does these things where it looks just like photographs. Just like we were talking about with Carol, like that.
Mike Carroll on Dead Ink.
Yeah, it's just like amazing that anybody could do these drawings on someone's like curved, hairy arm. And it's just
it's amazing.
It's just nuts. So he got that. So he didn't know about my work. The tattoo artist turned him on to it, and then he contacted me to do the Deadpool Wolverine. That's where that came from. So I was at a show. I was at East Coast Comic Con a few years back, and he walks up to my table. I didn't know he was going to be there, and he's just started flipping through my book. And my wife was working the table. And she's like, "Whoa, what is that?" And it was the Spider-Man Venom one that I have, where like Venom's like over him like that. And so we started talking and everything, and that's how I started doing the Deadpool Wolverine firm. And when he had to wait for the tattoo artist to come back around to New York, because the guy was touring the world at the time. Like, you just go from shop to shop and like work. So he was like all over the place. So it's not like he could just go back into that tattoo shop and he'd be there. So he wanted to wait till he got back to New York. So I was like, look, let me know when you're going to go with the tattoo, and I'll check it out. Like, I want to meet Steve, and I want to see.
Yeah,
like,
that's pretty cool.
So, like, after work one day when I think I was still at Rolling Stone, I went to some tattoo parlor right by the Garden, like a few blocks up, and lo and behold, it's just like a basement filled with people, all like laying down. And what was funny was the first floor, the ground floor you walk in, looks like a really upscale gallery and everything.
That's right next to my job.
Yeah.
I like that place.
Yeah. Have you?
I go there. This is a great gallery. Now it's a very morbid looking gallery. It's a lot of death looking like pictures and everything like that. I think, man, I'm trying to remember the name of it.
I can't.
But downstairs in the basement, there is a tattoo parlor.
But the basement looks like a dungeon.
Yeah. Yep. That's
Like they
right
put
next
up,
to my
like,
office
foam
building.
stone
So the tattoo
walls.
parlor's downstairs,
Yeah, that's where all tattoo work happens, and I guess like the artists also sell like.
and upstairs is all their art.
Yeah,
That's so
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. It's really cool.
I'm gonna get the name of the place
Yeah,
because it's actually a pretty cool place.
Yeah, it's super cool. So I go down there, and I don't have a single tattoo. I've never I really have never been in a tattoo parlor, so I wasn't outside of like those TLC tattoo shows. Like, I don't really know. So I go downstairs, and it's going down, and I'm like, dude, how long you been here so far? He was already there for like 4 hours.
Wow.
And
they're hardcore.
Last Rites.
yes,
Last
yes,
Rites Gallery.
That's
I
it.
have heard of that actually.
And
Yeah.
they change it out every month. So the actual gallery, it's a new a new show every month, and it changes. And I usually my lunchtime I go there just to check because it's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it's really crazy stuff. Like, all
That's
those
wild.
tattoo artists are like so talented. It's insane. So, yeah, the crazy thing about that story where the guy's getting a tattoo was that. So I was there when he was like 4 hours in. I hung out for like an hour, after like a while, it's just like.
It's not interesting to watch.
I started working at the tattoo parlor. So then I take off and I like contacted him later, and apparently he sat for like the whole thing was 13 hours and he didn't even finish.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, that was crazy. So, but now I get tagged in photos like on Instagram and stuff of people getting tattoo work. The one recently when I was in, I think it was Seattle for Emerald City Comic Con, I got tagged with a picture. And have you guys seen my Deadpool 2 poster? It's basically Deadpool's got the mask like up to here, and he's going like,
I've seen that.
Someone got that tattooed on him. I was like, yeah.
I feel like I get so excited for you when I see that. I was like, oh my god! I was like, I know him. It's like, this is our friend.
It's so
he's our
so
casual
crazy.
friend.
Wow. That's
might be coming to the
hey,
podcast.
hey Tom, you want to hang out? Maybe.
No, I mean, I'm like super busy
No,
these
no,
days. You know how it is. I
listen,
like you guys. You do know that, right?
it's so funny, like even just us, like, you know, Wednesday was like, we would be every Wednesday, it'd be like 8 deep. And each week now, I feel like if we get 4, it's a lot of people now. So it's just, you know,
Life gets in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now with this, you know, we're every night. I mean, like I was telling you before, I was like, you know, last night just to get ready for this, like I went out, I played basketball for a little while. I got home at like maybe 10:30, 10:45, and I was up till 1 in the morning just doing stuff for this last night. And like Jim's done the same thing. You know,
I was editing Monday night's episode last night.
So it's just,
Again.
you know, I mean, but you know, we love this stuff, and I'm sure like that's the same thing with you. You know, if you didn't like it, I'm sure you'd go back to business.
Oh yeah. But yeah. So your second question was the art style.
So I guess art style, and then I guess we never spoke about digital versus traditional. So
Right,
let's,
yeah. I'll
Let's
get back
start
on
with
that.
art style, and,
Okay.
then we'll move to that.
So
Is that like a kind of like a noob question? Because I felt like we asked
Are you-
Travers, and he didn't like really know how to answer it.
are you asking like what I think my art style is?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, are you influenced by anybody in particular?
Yeah. So that's how I was going to
Yeah.
answer it because
That's what I think of when I think of that question.
That's a much better way of answering it.
yeah.
Who's your
Asking.
influences?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it ranges from like everything because like I started all cartoons and stuff, but what I aspire to be, I'm not even saying I'm even close to it, is like Alex Ross, Norman Rockwell.
I mean, those are good aspirations. To have.
Yeah, I mean, those are the big two. Ryan Meiderding, the head of Marvel.
Yes, I know exactly. I follow him. Yeah.
I met him. He's the nicest dude ever.
He's a pretty big deal. He's like everything he posts is like him at like a huge premiere, taking it with like all the stars in the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this guy's no joke.
Yeah.
I think the first time like when I first followed him as part of Long Island Comic Guys, I was like, oh, he posted like some like art for the movie, and then all of a sudden like he's at like every single premiere. I was like, oh, this guy's a big deal.
Yeah,
So I didn't even realize
he was
that.
at Terrificon. I went
was
to
he?
Terrificon just to meet him.
Oh, I did see. Yeah, he was posting stuff there.
Yeah, I went just to meet him.
That's awesome.
And I mean, I ended up like watching. Who is it? Dave Finch, I think.
They
I
usually
always
get a
get
good
confused.
group of people. We got to go. I definitely want to go this year. That's usually in like August, I think.
This is a
Terrific
big-
Con.
Yeah.
Because we were
when
going
he
to go
can
that
sign, right?
year the last year that Adam West was supposed to go,
yeah.
and he had passed away.
And then we didn't just go.
We actually found out about that when we were at the Comic Con, the one at Foxwoods.
2 hours before that in the car, you were saying how you wanted to go.
I know,
'Cause of
yeah.
Adam
We were
West.
I was definitely gonna go, and we actually went to Comic Con for Jeff's bachelor party. I'm sure we've told you about that. It was fun. I mean, that's like we kind of try and do that every year now, where we go to like one trip, but it's a lot of fun to go with like your buddies and hang out at, like a comic book convention, like something everyone loves.
Yeah.
What's this year? Heroes Con.
Yeah, I'm
That's,
I'm behind on the planning for that.
That's in South Carolina, North Carolina.
North Carolina,
Yep,
yeah.
Charlotte.
I was, I think at this point I had already planned Baltimore for 3 months before the show, and now we have like 2 months for Heroes Con.
Oh yeah.
It might not be happening.
Taking a Greyhound down.
Do a more local one. Maybe?
More local.
So yeah, like those three guys are the big ones, and of course you asked me, and I'm blanking on like 1,000 other ones that
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm
Who's
sure
the
that can go on.
Can you think of the first guy you remember copying?
copying.
I don't know if that's the right
No,
word,
no.
but you know what I mean.
It's got to be McFarlane with all the Swan
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. I just the how, I mean, it was the 90s, so everything was so extreme. I spent so much time rendering chains.
I mean, he's got to be the first guy who's like outside of that, Marvel DC universe that just like was so cool to everyone. It's just like the look as like, I mean, you didn't realize it at the time because you're a kid, but it's basically Venom, but like a different iteration of it. But it's just like he added so much more to it because it was his character. It was just so cool. It's just like that look. The cape. I remember the cape. I forgot what cover it was, but one of the covers, like the cape just looks ridiculous. Like, you can tell like he had to put hours just into like the work he did on.
He posts videos online all the time of him drawing stuff.
So
I love just watching.
There's
Yeah.
him and
It's like a 3-minute video,
so
and he has a
fast.
giant.
Oh yeah, those. I mean, those guys that can do that with their eyes closed. I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, I just
You can
recently
do
watched
that,
it. No.
I remember at Baltimore, I was like, how many of these you can do today? Maybe 2. I was like, Creees is already on 7.
No one is as fast as Creees.
I was teasing him at the last show. I was like, how many you get done this weekend? 75. He goes, I think only 12.
Yeah.
No, he amazes me.
Yeah, I asked
How
him
fast he
one
is.
time. Yeah, he was at like 11. He's like, yeah, I could have done a few more. But
Yeah, I was just hanging out.
nah, he's the worst.
Yeah.
His
Definitely-
it's being
definitely
recorded and video recorded. That
Definitely by Tom
Creees, I
Velez's
love
stuff
you.
instead.
Your stuff is amazing. You know where you stand with me. But yeah, those are I like the more painterly stuff. I don't know. The realism.
You're a Brooks guy?
Mark Brooks.
Mark Brooks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
got
him and like Adi have more of that again. that,
Yes.
like
like
that paint type of
Adi too.
style.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see the Darth Vader Jim Cod from Mark Brooks? Amazing.
Oh my god.
I think he
Amazing.
showed me.
It was a good. It was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
nice piece. I got lucky with the piece.
He hasn't looked at his art collection at home, but I took that. It's downstairs.
Oh, I have
It's not
that.
a full heist. You
Yeah.
don't tell the person you robbed them. But yeah, and then the whole digital versus traditional.
I think that's the thing I'm really curious about.
Okay, so like I said, I like to do the sketches now. Digital is great because what people don't realize, and I work a lot in advertising marketing now.
Which that's got to be huge, the digital.
Right,
Yeah.
because you submit something, you could do it exactly how they ask, and there's always changes.
They'll immediately
Right.
ask for
Yeah.
you to do stuff different.
It's a lot
Yeah,
easier
or
to
make-
do that
yeah.
digitally, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a long time still, even with digital, but it's not starting from scratch. And like with the Walking Dead story I told you, like 7 different posters for the first episode because they kept going illegal or like not getting a sign off from an actor or something. So like with that, I would have had to start from scratch at every point. I pretty much did for
Yeah.
that project because everything I
'Cause it
did was
changed
just
so
like,
drastically.
oh, we can't use any of this.
Yeah,
So,
that stinks.
but so like the best way to describe it is because so when I'm at conventions, people are like, "Oh, is it digital?" And I always think they think it's like I'm just like clicking and it's done.
Yeah, I just
It's the
copied
same
this.
amount
yeah,
of
it's-
work, right?
What's that?
It's the same amount of work.
Sometimes I think it's more.
You think so?
Yeah. Because compared to like an ink commission or something like that, that's just one stage of. So digital painting is just like regular painting, except not as messy and actually cheaper. Because I live in a 1-bedroom apartment in Queens, don't have room for an easel.
Bob Ross made it look very easy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, when you slap the brush around, that's paint getting all over my living room wall. Okay, I would love to eventually do original work like that, but
I've already decided to buy some, so let me know when it's
okay. I'll put you on the list. But
better be second at least. behind Jeff.
I own like 3 things.
Jeff's number 1 through 5 already.
I'm gonna say right now, I like Jeff a lot. You guys give him shit, but I like him a lot.
Jeff, I've told Jeff many a time. I was like, listen, the day you have to worry is the day I stop it. That's when you have to worry. I was like, you heard my wife say before. She's like, I don't know how any of you were friends with Tess. I was like, that's what guys do. Like we're mean to each other. I'm a little extra mean, but it's in love. If I'm not mean to you, it means I probably don't like you.
Yeah. When you're mean to someone to their face,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
in a joking way, yeah, actually
Yeah.
love them. So
And I've learned how to beep. So So
Okay,
you do
cool.
drop a. I'm calling them Tucci bombs.
I have
Yeah,
to,
Tucci bombs.
I have
It's
to
good.
listen to that.
It's really good.
I'm calling them Tucci
Sorry.
bombs because that's all he kept doing on the last episode.
Yeah, he asked
If
us after like the 7th curse. He's like, I can curse, right? I was like, no.
Yeah, I meant to ask you guys before, and it just totally.
If it
Well, you know
slips,
what?
it's fine.
We never
I saw your
intended-
collection, and I completely.
We never
blanked.
really thought about it one way or the other, and it was funny enough. Like when we went out and like that day, like me and Matt, and we were giving out like the posters,
Flyers.
the flyers for the podcast. People were like, "Well, what's the age group?" I was like, "Huh?" Like, you know, I was like, "Do you guys
PG.
curse? Do you do?"
We try to keep it PG.
I think we're probably PG.
I think that's a good idea.
Like with
Yeah.
some of the insinuations,
Yeah.
But you know, we're drinking some adult beverages here.
They'll be blurred out in the video.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can beep out the Tucci bombs.
Yeah, it's fine. So it's not as big a deal as
Oh,
before.
okay. Cool. Yes. So yeah, digital painting is just like it's a lot like regular painting. All those techniques and fundamentals that you learn when you're painting, they get carried over. The way I do my thing is to search through the original sketch. Like I said, I like to do it on paper now. I just find I get more into the details with the pencils because you can get very. I feel like I get distracted when I'm doing digital stuff like the line work, and also it doesn't feel as natural to me as a pencil does. So once I scan it, just like with if I were to paint it traditionally, I do a grayscale value painting, and then which is it. Relatable to like gouache painting, where you can put down a grayscale painting and then just put the colors over it. So, and that's where people think like you just hit a few buttons and it's colored.
Yeah, it's like paint, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like Windows
Yeah,
Paint.
it's like MS Paint.
Yeah. So once you're losing all your listeners right now.
I know, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of people like even after Tom Travers' interview, he's like, you know, it was very people reached out to us. It was actually very informational. I was like, listen, you know, there's a plethora of different people who are into this, and like, you know, I'm sure like probably 50% are like art people, like who
cool.
artists themselves. So I mean, it's not boring to us. I'm interested in it because I'm a fan of art, and I'm sure there's plenty like anyone who's a fan of comics, like you're gonna be a fan of art. Yeah. So
And if you
yeah.
weren't, you might become one.
Yes, it's interesting. I mean, maybe like you know, it's probably more inexpensive to learn how to become a digital artist, right? It might not be
It
easier,
used to be very expensive. Like so.
but it's probably not a bad way to start.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, now anybody that asks me about digital painting, I just tell them to get an iPad and Procreate, which is like $5. Like that entry, I don't even remember how much an iPad costs, but let's say
It's $400.
right. Yeah. So yeah, that's
I may actually do that because I was putzing around with some drawing stuff. I'm not
So-
very good, but
you get the iPad and the pencil $100. I think I paid like $700 or something like for my iPad, whatever. So
small brag.
no, that's a small.
kidding, I'm just kidding,
but it is because that's a small price compared to
All the equipment,
right. Exactly. Though that company,
the
people say
inks and the
differently.
easel and the paper and
Right,
and
right.
that's expensive stuff. You don't realize it. It's like, oh yeah, I can just get like notebook paper. It's like, no, it's not
Right.
notebook paper. It's thick paper. You know, it takes the ink differently and.
But I wasn't even talking about traditional then. Like this company called Wacom, they do those tablets. They
The
kind of
Cintiqs.
Yes, exactly.
My friend's an animator, and he has one of those
Yeah.
Cintiqs. It's very expensive.
Yeah,
right?
so I had that. Yeah, it's very expensive when you have to like buy a new one, and there's like also like a job due the next day, which happened to me. I was working on some covers.
boy.
And, yeah. Anyway, but like they cornered that tablet market because nothing's really as good until the iPad came out, and now they're kind of. I don't know an artist that does digital stuff that isn't using an iPad. Either just to sketch. I still bring my stuff onto my computer just to do the finer stuff. I've done a few projects on them. I had to do an entire project one time when I had to send my Cintiq back to Wacom to get repaired.
You did it on the iPad, the whole project.
Yeah,
Wow.
the entire thing, which is
Is it like doable though?
yeah. There's an artist. His name is Dave Rapoza. You might know. Did you see that the Logan poster, the painted Logan poster? If you look it up, yeah. He did that entire thing on the iPad, which is crazy because it was up in Times Square, like on the side of a building, and
Wow.
Yeah, I found
Like, just for-
Dave
yeah.
Rapoza.
yeah, and yeah, he does all the stuff for like Magic the Gathering, all kinds of stuff, and he's doing
got-
more creator-owned
He's
stuff
got
these
some
days.
awesome.
We could flash things across the screen.
I know we
yeah.
can show people.
And what's nice with the digital stuff, you can size it to whatever you really need.
Right, exactly.
So it makes. I would think
It's
that
all-
would make it.
Well, it's
Yeah.
pretty popular.
Which is why I could go on the side of a building.
$100,000
he's got a huge following. But sometimes when you're like working on a project, they don't tell you. I've worked on several where they're like, yeah, it'll be in a magazine or something, and then they're like, oh, we're also using it as a bus ad.
Which is very different.
Yeah, can you hit the res button and crank it up?
And it's not that simple.
Yeah,
right?
but yeah, digital stuff's great. I really like it. I've learned. I watch videos on
not
regular
this one, is
painting. No, that's just like a sketch he's done. Just if you Google like Logan Dave Rapoza, because he did when that movie came out like a year or two ago.
2 years probably.
Yeah, he's posting
that's
like
too far back.
every
I don't
few
know.
days, so you're gonna be going back for a
I'm
while.
gonna be creeping if I
Yeah.
go that.
Have you had anybody ask you for a commission for digital
I've done those. Yeah.
at a show and all that?
I don't do those as a yeah, because that gets hard to like price out because the digital paintings they take at least some like I'm at the point now where that Luigi thing that I did, the realistic Mario and Luigi.
Yep.
Luigi took 8 hours. That's all it took. And I only know that because I got to set up like this. Not really, but I did record it, and I have like a time lapse of it. But there's other stuff that like has taken 2 weeks,
Wow.
and I'm not just going to work 2 weeks straight on one painting for $200 at a commission.
Right. Oh, yeah.
At a
That's
convention.
crazy.
Yeah. So with the commissions at conventions, I like to do like the sketch stuff, like the pen and ink stuff. But I have done that stuff in the past where it's a full poster and whatnot.
Cool.
Yeah. And the show's over. Thanks.
No, not quite. we've got quite a bit more to talk to you about. So I guess we'll jump back to conventions later because I think that's something that we'll all want to talk about and hear your experiences from like the art side. But we have some covers that you did. I know I have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle covers you did. So was that the only comic book that you've done so far?
No, I did. Well, that was like one of the bigger companies. I did a lot of work for this company called 451. It's the Red Dog stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, for those that don't know, Michael Bay has a comic book company.
Ah.
I mean, he's not the sole owner, but he's a partner in it. And
He's the flashy name.
yeah, well, it's a genius, like business plan that they have where he's connected. They hire Hollywood writers to come up with these stories. So the guy that wrote Red Dog, his name's Rob Cohen. He's directed a few movies. He created Fast and the Furious.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I think the other one was a Running Man. Some movie in I think it was the 80s.
The Arnold Schwarzenegger Running Man?
I think so.
That movie was terrible.
Yeah.
Running Man and Richard Dawson.
Yeah.
So yeah, they get these Hollywood writers, and then if you go on their like YouTube page, they animate the frames. So now they have moving storyboards that they pitch. And I know Red Dog. I did some concept art after the book was completely done because I know they're like shopping it around. Which
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
So will you see anything
No.
on that if they no?
No. I saw something when I finished the job and they sent the
All right.
invoice. Yeah. But yeah, I did all 6 issues where for Red Dog, I did some for their other property, Ex Mortis, which is like it's almost like the classic horror monsters, but as like a military team. It's actually pretty cool. Yeah, it was really cool. And they got Ben Oliver is the other guy that I really like a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do like
He
him,
did
too.
some covers for that as well. So
I feel like he's super unique too, because like when I see like one of his items, like I feel like just the way he like draws like human features, like it's Ben Oliver. Like I can just tell right away. Yeah, it's
I was talking to Sanford Greene at Emerald, like very briefly. Like if his name.
I'm sorry,
pops
who's
up-
Sanford Greene? I don't know who that is.
Are you serious?
I'm sorry.
I can't tell sometimes.
No, I know that is. I know
You
that
and
is
me
a big-
both.
Nobody knows I'm being sarcastic. I felt like when we've been doing this, like one thing that we have to get better at is like we have to be like, oh, by the way, who is that? Because there's a couple times like we've brought up names and it's just like I don't know who that was.
He's a comic artist. He's done stuff for Black Panther, and he did.
There's just so many people. It's hard to keep track of everyone, honestly.
Yeah.
And he kind of like redesigned recently and did a run on Iron Fist and Power Man where I think it was called Heroes for Hire, maybe.
Yeah, I think there was a recent Heroes for Hire.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah. It's where like Luke Cage just pretty much is wearing like a 3-piece suit, and they kind of went with the just like the Adidas jumpsuit.
Yes,
it's
yeah,
like purple.
I do vaguely recall that
Yeah,
look. Yeah,
it's pretty good.
and that was him, Sanford Greene.
Yeah. So
Another guy we have to follow.
I was at his table just like flipping through his stuff, and he's got this new, I think it's a creator-owned comic called Bitter Root or something, or Broken Root. Like
Bitter.
yeah,
He's a co-creator.
yeah. And
I know everything about him.
And
Google.
Ben Oliver did one of those covers, so I just like I saw it. I was like, Ben Oliver did a cover, yeah. So like you said, you see the way that guy draws a face, and
Yeah, it's so funny like how some people like you'll see their work and it looks like a lot of other people's work, and then like there's certain people that just stand out completely.
Yeah.
Like right away you'll know like a Todd McFarlane, like he just has like a unique style. Oliver, like
Scotty
even,
Young.
yeah, Scotty Young, of course.
Yeah.
But even like Alex Maleev, I feel like he's like a guy who's
Yeah.
kind of similar to Oliver Coipel, but like I'm sorry,
I love
Yeah.
Oliver stuff.
it's just like it just pops. It has this like own pop, like kind of feel to it, and it's just I don't know. Like I've gotten into this way too much, and it's hurting my brain.
Have any of you guys read The Magic Order?
No, I've heard good things about it.
I
though.
love that
I
comic.
think Ozzy was reading that. Ozzy recommended it.
What is that about?
It's
never heard of
basically
It's
like
a TV show. They did a TV show, right? Is that sci-fi, or is that
It's-
something else?
It might be a TV show
Yeah.
because it's under that Mark Millar like Netflix deal.
Millerverse.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I don't know that one.
what?
I don't know that book. Yeah, I'm
It-
trying
He
to
it's
did a bunch of books, right? Mark Miller.
Yeah. So I think I can't remember the names of it, but they're
Was Starlight one of them? I don't
maybe
know. Yeah.
Reborn was just announced that Sandra Bullock is going to be the head.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
Yeah.
I actually found my copy this weekend. Reborn one.
Yeah. So, that book's great. It was a 6-issue run, obviously. So, and it just wrapped up, and it's really good. I love his work. Yeah. He's another guy that draws a face. Like,
Yeah.
his Batman's always so bad. Can I say
But yeah,
it's bad bud?
like your like that Batman you had. I felt like I'm a very good person for giving that Batman to.
I was so nervous during that Yankee
To,
swap.
Dude,
That
why?
was-
Because one of your pieces was in there.
Yeah, and the caliber of like gifts that you guys were
Yeah.
giving each other was insane.
Dude, that was right up there.
Insane.
Your work got stolen just
Oh
as
my
much as
God.
everyone
Yeah.
else's. You-
So we have a rule where in the Yankee swap for Christmas, if you're an artist, you can submit one of your pieces for as like your gift. So we always have like you submitted one, Tom Travers did one.
Yeah.
We always think Zach's going to do one, and then he doesn't.
yeah, it does.
But
He's too
yeah,
hard.
that Batman
he
was
was
awesome.
going to do one for like whoever got the blank. Right?
Yeah, he still hasn't done that.
Oh,
Blank.
okay.
Zach, tick tock, tick tock.
Yeah, that Yankee swap was crazy. Like the first gift was Kara's painting, right?
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, "Oh my god, I gotta get out of here."
All of us wanted to leave immediately. I think.
I opened it and I was like, I'm not keeping it.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, I think this year
We gotta be
I'm
ballsy
gonna
next year.
I'm gonna host it here, and it'll be a little bit more because it's tough to do that at a restaurant. Like I felt like me and you spoke a decent amount because we were sitting across from each other, and then like I think Jeff was next to me and Tom was next to me, and it was just like other than that,
You don't
I
talk
feel
to
like
everybody.
it's hard to like really like mingle. So it's like
And then
I think
there-
this is like more of a casual setting.
Didn't the owner come over and just like kind of?
Yeah, he was being a creep.
Like,
Yeah.
And then some other
He was always like that, though.
Yeah, he's always a kind of a creep. We won't say what store it is, but yeah, and then like people from the bars, just like it's
Yeah,
a little.
and especially now when there's so many of us.
I know, and the fact that like we have like people bringing really nice things. We should probably not do this in a bar setting.
Well over the amount that we're.
And
I feel like everybody
it's
goes
just
way
guys
over.
need to do it
just
in a
because we
bank
have
vault.
too many good friends.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. Like it was like when we have artist friends, like do whatever would be equivalent of $100.
And they
It's
never
like,
do that.
yeah, well, I'm just gonna do a little bit more. I was just like,
People didn't listen.
yeah.
But even I feel like when we buy stuff, we always spend more.
Always do. I've always have.
I always, yeah.
Well, when the Stan Lee comic came out, I was like, where can you get a Stan Lee for $100? It's really not cheap.
So, by the way, in at least the last 5 years of his life, to just get his signature on a book was $100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's regardless of what the grade was.
And whether or not it was
Then
a
there's
key or anything
grading
like
fees
that.
and stuff like that. So
it's crazy.
that was the first appearance of Mr. Sinister at a 9.6, was it?
Yeah, we're still
Yep, that was a pretty good book.
Yeah.
we're still recording video. Yeah, hey, still doing good.
Do we still look great?
Very cool.
Bruce, you got that Umbrella Academy sketch that I got, right?
Yes.
When none of us knew what Umbrella Academy was.
The rumor that
blown
that
up.
got me.
Have you watched the show?
Oh, I love the show.
It's
Oh
so
my God.
good.
I love
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah, so I got him.
Ken-
We all
Ken
hate
Lashley.
Vanya,
yeah.
but
What's that?
I said we all hate Vanya, but
No, but I put my gift was a Ken Lashley of who did I get? The Rumor.
Rumor.
Yeah. And I had no idea who it was. It was just a cool Ken Lashley sketch.
Oh wait, that was the one you got?
Yeah.
That was Umbrella
yeah,
Academy?
he
ended up going
It was
for
on an X-Men book, but it was an Umbrella Academy character. And he got it just because it looked cool.
And,
Yeah.
and,
now
look, and look what happened.
And now we all
I
know
remember
what it
saying, I
is.
was like, this looks really good. I have no idea what this is.
That's exactly why I bought it.
that's usually worth like triple of what it was before.
Yeah.
that.
He did good.
It's Ken Lashley, and it's like, and I just love the look of it, and it's like, you know what? I don't know anything about the rumor. I don't-
Nobody
I
did.
Never heard of the Umbrella Academy. It's like, yeah, I'll take
Little
that
out
one.
there. Yeah, nobody did.
Now everybody does.
Yep.
All right, we're getting off the rails. Like we
yeah,
talked about.
sorry. Back on track.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Well, we actually want to talk about you, so you don't have to apologize. I can apologize to you. So yeah, I guess so that because that kind of cover like the published work that you've done so far, and like in like the comic book world. At least.
So I've had some meetings. So some stuff might be coming later down the pike.
All right, you can write it on a piece of paper later and show me. It's
Show
fine.
it.
We won't announce it. It's fine.
But
I'll take any covers. It's fine.
yeah. So yeah, I might be doing stuff in the future, maybe near future.
I mean, we
I
hope
don't
so.
know. Yeah.
It's so funny. Like, I just get so happy when people we know like do good work. I was
Absolutely.
just like, I was like, you know, you like Tom, like I can't promote like you guys enough. Like even I told these guys earlier, but I arranged something for Scott Williams in the show he's coming through in April, and at the same time, I was randomly like hyping Creees at the same time. It's like because he was like, yeah, I don't really draw fast at conventions like some people do. I was like, well, actually, my one of my friends is going to be there. I was like, just like I just want this guy to be awesome. It's just like I wish nothing but the best for you guys.
Yeah.
And you know, I really enjoy your work, and that's the thing too. Is like I know, like I personally know that you do good work, and I want everyone to realize that kind of thing.
Thank you very much. That's
Yeah.
really nice.
That's that.
Thank you for having me. I haven't said that yet.
No,
Yeah,
no,
this is,
absolutely. I mean,
really
you,
nice
you were on
and humbling.
our list of people we definitely wanted to have, and then as soon as like Jeff's
backed
like,
out?
like, yeah, he's moving away. No,
He texted us and he was like, "We gotta get him now."
Yeah. I was like, hey, so we're doing this day. There's no other option. We have to do it this day. I was like,
I came straight from packing to here.
We appreciate it.
We
yeah,
appreciate
for real.
that too.
You must be super busy now with that.
It's yeah.
It's probably
I'm
a nice
try-
little break for now, right?
Right. I'm like trying to finish commissions back from like Chicago.
Oh my God.
Like I got this one Venom that
Oh
I'm
my
working
goodness.
on, and
I'll pay double.
How was C2?
Imagine started a bidding war on a commission you've already had done. Somebody offered me $350.
but yeah. So it's hard now, especially with like everything getting packed up, and like I got to do it. My wife has been amazing. You guys met her.
Yeah, she's super cool.
Yeah, she.
I told you at Baltimore Comic Con, I said, you just gotta tell people that she does the artwork and you be like the ghost. Like I feel like she's totally the salesperson there.
Yeah. Oh,
like
yeah.
she'll sell it. She's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I've done all these. They're amazing, right?
And she does
so
her
can I watch you
research, too.
draw it? No. It's a very private, intimate moment when it draws.
Well, it's funny because like she never. I mean, she doesn't have like a comic background or anything. So I think the first show that I brought her to, she's like, all right. I need to know everyone you've ever drawn, and I need to know like what comic they're in, who's Daredevil, what does he do, and like.
What do you mean he's blind and he fights people?
It's like, this doesn't make any sense. And he's a lawyer? What? But
This is against the Hippocratic Oath.
Yeah.
That's doctors, right?
But yeah, I mean, you've seen her at the show. She's
she's on her game.
Yeah, and it's great when she's there because you get people like she helps bring them in because some people are just like a little standoffish.
Yeah.
But she's great with it, and it also gives me the opportunity to work on commissions like nonstop.
Without
Let her do the talking.
Because it's tough. I do see a lot of people who are like kind of just at the table. They're like Creees. I mean, he does a good job of it, but you know
He can multitask
like
really well.
I mean, he's drawing. He's like, yeah.
Do you think
I just inked the whole page? Not even looking.
Crease turned this off when I said he was
he's
the
a
worst, 'cause
machine.
He's the best.
He's a machine.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's gonna be.
He's
big.
probably drawing right now.
I mean,
on
he's
his
big
Twitch
now,
stream.
but he's gonna be real big.
Yeah. But so I guess like since we
Hopefully
already
he
kind of
doesn't
segued in, he still has a commission that he has to do for me from like 6 months ago. So let's talk like what are your feelings on kind of going to like conventions and stuff like that?
I love conventions.
Yeah.
So I only started doing it 3 years ago.
Were you going to conventions like just to go before that?
Yeah, I would go to New York City Comic Con every year, but that was when I only thought like there was that in San Diego.
Yeah,
like,
that's funny.
And I tell people all the time, like friends who've like never been to a convention, they're like, oh yeah, so like when you go to New York City Comic Con, like that's later in the year. What do you do till then? It's like there's a convention every weekend.
It's so funny.
Every weekend.
Somewhere.
Like you say
find one every
Comic Con to
week.
like family members who don't understand it. They're like, oh, like the big one. There's only one, right? It's like, there's like one a week.
Yeah. And
in some
big.
part of the country, yeah. And then you go to a lot of the big ones, like just C2, E2, and Emerald City. How's Emerald City?
Emerald City.
I wanted to go to that for a while.
So I kind of base from my experience that C2E2 is like the big show for me. Like that's been my most successful con 2 years in a row. So I was expecting, and it sounds like I'm talking bad about Errol, which I'm not. I was expecting the frenzy that happened at Chicago to also happen in Seattle, but Seattle's different because everyone's like a little
civilized.
No, it's just like they're just chilled out.
Yeah.
Like no one. I remember.
All right, so we need to go there.
We need to go there.
And be like psychopaths.
It gets very
do well
busy,
there.
but it was just like I remember the first day last year. C2E2 last year was my first time doing that show, and I've done AwesomeCon and stuff, and like the first day is usually pretty slow. Everyone's just like kind of scattering around, seeing what they're going to spend their money on, and like they got a few more days. So I thought that would be the case for people were running in and throwing money, like it was crazy. So I thought Emerald was going to be like that, but it was a very, very successful show for me, but it was just like more chilled out and like. I didn't do a single commission the entire weekend, which I thought was funny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But as soon as I got to Chicago, like that's all I was.
You would have done more if
Emerald
you were there.
City.
Yeah. Well, I
On
mean,
Sunday, I'd be like, so would you do this full figure for 60? Yeah, sure, fine.
but Emerald was
I would have
great.
commissioned you while you were there.
I was taking it.
Damn it. Next time you text me, say, hey, it's Thursday. I don't have any commissions yet. All right, I want a Batman.
Emerald was cool. It was very, very cool. And it was my first time there, and everyone was like really nice to me, which was pretty cool.
I hear it's like a lot of people, especially at that show, and I could be wrong, a lot of people go to like Emerald City to kind of do a little networking too.
Yeah, so I did have a meeting there. Like, I'm not going to get into it, but
Yeah, absolutely.
I've only seen that at one other show. When I was in MegaCon, it was a DC like portfolio review. But like all the
Which
other
is
shows,
good. I feel like the shows like you're talking about, like C2E2 and New York Comic Con, they're so busy. Like you couldn't even think about doing that even if you wanted to.
No.
Like something like that, which is good. Like that's awesome.
Yeah. So Emerald was great, and you just like
Put the cover aside, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is. It could be something I hate. It could be like hating Christians as Anakin Skywalker.
You wouldn't.
I'd still probably buy it.
So what's your favorite show that you've done?
My favorite show. See, that's the thing. Like each one's different in its own way. I mean, success-wise, Chicago is my favorite, but I love going down to DC. Like, I've been there 3 years now, and every year people keep coming back, so I get to
What's
have
that show called
conversations.
again?
Is that AwesomeCon?
AwesomeCon,
Awesome
which
Con,
I'm doing, which is next month. Sorry, I keep tapping. He's gonna have to do all the editing.
I'm not touching that. That's fine.
But it's next month. It's an awesome show. It's an awesome con show. But it's a really, really great show. It's only getting bigger and bigger. I remember the first year I did it, was just like one of the ones where if you could pay for the table, you're in. But now there's a whole application process, and they're getting like huge names. I mean, last year, Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder were there, and those lines were just like...
Those guys, it's crazy that they're still like the big draw. And I mean, I know that Court of Owls, like we enjoyed that, but
That was quite a while ago.
outside of that, it's just like I haven't really read a great Scott Snyder story. I mean, like he's a super nice guy.
I got one for you later
You do?
when we do our currently.
It was it after?
before.
Yeah, before. I'm
Yeah.
saying,
I was gonna say-
since Court of Owls, I don't think he's done like
Yeah,
awesome.
I like his more like independent stories,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
American Vampire. The Wake was another good one that was a show.
Wake is really
Oh,
good.
Wake is good.
Yeah. But I mean,
Forget
those guys are also like the nicest guys ever.
They really are. Like Scott Snyder, I feel like I like troll him a little bit just because I'm like, it's probably a little bit of jealousy of how successful he is.
Yeah,
But he's the nice guy. Anytime I have an interaction with him, I was like, I feel bad even making fun of this guy.
He used to teach at NYU creative writing, where I went.
Oh, yeah?
So I used to see him all the time, even before I knew who he was. And I was like, wait, I know this guy. He teaches at my
eyebrow,
school.
Yeah, I was at a show. I'm not gonna say which one it was because it wasn't a good show. But
That's a good idea.
I know like Frank Miller and Greg were there, and like they would have a line for like 10 minutes, but like no one showed up. So like they were like just, so by like Sunday. I don't know what I had my head on my ass, so I didn't know what I was. I was waiting for somebody to come to my table so I could sell something and pay off the hotel. So, but I was just like, why don't I just get? I saw someone selling like the run of New 52 of all the Batmans.
Yeah.
So I was like, why don't I just pick up my favorite covers and see if they have a number one and get it signed? And so I ran over to the table.
I knew able to facilitate you downstairs.
Yeah. Well, I ran to the table. I knew we only had like a half hour left. And I got my favorite four covers, and I couldn't find the number one. And I was like, I'm running out of time, so I'll just like run over there. And he had already taken off because there's like 10 minutes left. And I was
Gone.
like, where is he? It's not 4 o'clock yet. He should be here. And the girl's like, look around. There's no one here.
Wow.
Yeah. I've missed that opportunity that I'll never get again. But yeah, the conventions are cool because like now I'm starting to get like people that keep coming back, and it's like cool because I mean,
yeah, you've got groupies.
it's not that. No,
outside
it's
of
like
Well, and your work is starting to circulate, so people are like knowing you. It's like I was like, oh yeah, it's like I know him. It's like yeah, he's going to be at Chicago.
he did
It's
that
like I'm going to go
amazing
there.
War
Yeah.
Machine.
Yeah, there.
that
you
one was
know.
fun. That was a good one. But
Does a great Aquaman head.
Yeah,
That is really good, Aquaman.
thank you.
the ink's on that. I'm
Awesome
so glad
fish
you went
heads.
back to him
Awesome
on the
fish
inks on
heads.
that. I'm actually glad. I'm glad that Creees turned you down on it. Honestly, I was like, because
Why did he turn you down?
perfectly.
He didn't want to touch anybody else's work.
Yeah,
I remember that. Okay.
and I know him personally, so I was just like, I would dog him if.
That would have been awesome.
Don't ever bring Crease's pencils to me. And, yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
good to know.
but yeah, I mean, have you talked about that Aquaman had before?
No,
I don't think we have.
no, we haven't.
So I go just
ahead.
The quick story was
Go for
like I met you at I didn't meet you, but you asked me to do the commission at was it CradleCon?
Cradle.
Yes, Cradle.
Yeah, the one in Long Island.
Yeah.
So I did it. I was really happy with it, and you loved it, so that's even better. But then when I saw you at Baltimore, you were like, I want to get it inked, and I was like, yeah, you should totally get it inked. And you're like, well, you do it, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna ruin this. And I was like, I was really nervous. I was gonna like mess up somewhere, and then I'd be like, hey, Jim, I'm gonna do a new one for you. Yeah, that was a little.
No, it came out great. I mean,
Well, I'm glad you.
you
guys
made
like
Aquaman look as masculine as he possibly.
Here we go. This is the part of the show.
Let's cool the jets on that one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put the GIF on the screen.
but
Put him on the.
with the seahorses.
But this year I'm doing a lot of new shows. So I did Emerald for the first time.
I think that's probably the thing I'm most jealous of you about, that you get to like kind of like head out to all these shows and stuff.
But that's the thing. Like the shows all look the same to me because I'm sitting behind a table.
Yeah, you don't get to enjoy them.
You get to walk
the
around.
Fan perspective.
Sometimes it depends. So recently, when I went to Chicago, I was at the table the entire time because my wife got the flu right before our flight. So she stayed home and I went. So I had to run my table, do commissions, and like try not to like have to use the bathroom because then I gotta break it down.
Next time that happens, just call me. I'll help you with the table.
Okay, perfect.
So,
But
go ahead.
yeah, I don't really get like even Chicago this time because of our move. I had to get right back because I was coming back Sunday night interviewing more real estate agents on Monday. So like I didn't get to experience the city like I did the first time. Sometimes that happens where I don't get to like really check things out, but. A lot of times, if my wife's working the table and she's tired of me, she'll be like, "Go walk around, do what you want."
Get out of my face.
Yeah, and that's what I did at Emerald, where I met Jorge Molina, who he did the Spider-Geddon stuff.
Yeah.
and I got a #1 signed by him, and
That's
he's a
awesome.
super cool
That's cool.
dude. And yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, and it's hard to like. He doesn't go to a lot of shows because he's down in Mexico. I
Yeah,
think.
that's kind of the one thing about like, like you find someone like finally go to a show. It's like, hey, we got to go to Indianapolis to go see this. guy that we
What's her
like.
name? Mirka Andolfo.
Yeah, I know. She only goes to like 2 shows.
Yeah.
We got her that one year at New York.
I know. She was in Italy, though.
The quick sketch is.
Yeah, and
Oh.
I was supposed to be in WonderCon this weekend, but I had
yeah.
to cancel, and I was bummed because
everything going on.
Yeah, because of everything going on. But I was bummed because I met Dustin.
You're right.
How do you say his last
I
name?
don't
I think
know.
it's New In.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just say you're right.
Yeah, I've heard people say it that way, and I'm
Right.
just gonna repeat what I've heard other people say.
So I met him in Baltimore maybe 2 years ago, and he was a super cool dude. We had a
He's got the highest hair I've ever seen.
Yeah, he does. But then I saw him again at New York Comic Con. He recognized me, and
That's awesome.
Yeah, and he was like hooking me up, and he doesn't do a lot of shows on the East Coast, so I was gonna do WonderCon. He was gonna be there, and I want to like hang out or just like say hi again.
That's
But
amazing.
I don't get to do that, but
He does like these like small like commissions. For,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
holidays.
the small ones, yeah.
And I sent the link to my mom. She's like, "What do you want for Christmas?" Like, "Get me this Mr. Freeze from this guy." And she's like, "All right, done." She texts me back later, and she's like, "Somebody just called me and said it was already sold out." I was like, I have like a quick like remark from him on something, and it's just like that's the most art I've gotten from him so far.
He's like
he's
one of
a
the
hard
nicest,
guy to get.
Yeah, but he's like one of the nicest dudes I've ever met at these conventions.
I mean, there's so many people that are just cool. Like they're just
Yeah.
so popular. It's just like I can't even do art. Like it's just not possible. Like Scotty Young couldn't do like art at a show. Like some of these guys, they just can't do it.
Yeah.
Is there a thing like that kind of like bothers you, like about like conventions, or is there anything like you're like, like there's like a specific thing you don't like? I mean, we can always talk
No.
all positives. We'd like to see if there's like kind of negative things that like kind of bother from the artist.
We could talk for days about
Yeah.
conventions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the one thing about conventions, I like that, because you asked me what I like about conventions, I never even said it. But the one thing I like, so let's get this out of the way before I start trashing them. The one thing I do like is that I get to meet people, and people are always so nice. Everyone's like just very nice, and every now and then you'll get like, I've had some very strange interactions that like really rub me the wrong way, but there's also very funny ones, and like that. So you get some nut jobs sometimes. Like,
All right, tell the story
yeah.
of how we first.
No. One of my favorite ones, I hope this guy will never hear this, but I was at my table, and the guy's flipping through my stuff, and he liked it. and he's like, "Do you ever take? Are you open for jobs?" I was like, if it's interesting and everything works out, yeah, I'll do that. Because especially at those tables, I never want to commit to anything.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, yeah, and also I rather like have something in writing and that like a business. Like
Yeah, it's
I'm running a
smart,
business.
smart way to
Yeah,
operate.
exactly. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I do take jobs. So just shoot me an email and we'll talk. So he was like some kind of photographer. He sent me 1,000 pictures of a nude woman in the woods and asked if I would like draw over them or something. And I was like, is this person missing? Like, what is going on?
Why
It
is
was
she
bizarre.
so scared looking?
Yeah, it was so weird. But I mean,
Do
that's
you still have the pictures?
no, I distanced myself from that email, but it was. I showed him. I was like, "You got to see this." I'm not. I didn't look for this. This got sent to me. It was the guy that we met, but
What did he want you to do?
he wanted me to just do paint overs,
Like trainees
of the. No. It was just like.
What's a paint over?
So she was like in the woods. He wanted me to like paint her like. I don't know, like in a sci-fi fantasy.
Oh,
kind of thing.
okay.
But
Gotcha.
keep the photo. Just do like paint the
background
Yeah.
Oh, different backdrops.
That is weird.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
but he wanted all
circulate his-
You're
1,000.
giving him ideas.
Yeah.
We should circulate his picture just so if America's Most Wanted's looking for
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah, that one really stuck with me. But I mean, I've heard stories of people getting like weird, like requests for commissions and stuff, like very sexual. And I don't.
Creees said he's gotten that before.
Send him
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Frank Cho, right?
No, like I think he'd blush with some of these. I've heard some stories, and
I mean, I try to keep it pretty simple. It's just like, hey, Batman, Superman, Flash,
The occasional Starfire or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
it's always funny too. Like, I don't get a lot of those commissions. Like, just hey, Spider-Man or Batman, or like people are like, can you draw my dog, but I'm riding him?
Wow, so
Like
you do
through
get
a
weird stuff.
Yeah. and
I want to talk later. I would like my dog as like an Assassin's Creed, like going down with the double blades on someone at some point.
you're getting blocked.
That'd be
on the
kind of
email
cool.
list. Yeah, but I mean, overall, the conventions are great because I work alone. Like, I don't have any coworkers, so it's nice to like meet
Interact
people,
with human beings sometimes.
Interact with human beings and actually just like get out there and.
I'm sure
like,
they're not
actually see
cooler
the
than your
response.
dog, though.
My dog is.
What's your dog's name?
Huck.
Huck.
Nice.
Tom and Huck.
Tom and
Nice.
Huck. Ah, very good.
Yeah,
I like that.
Very good.
Yeah, he's the best.
All right.
Name my
We're
company
gonna
after him.
we're gonna have him on the podcast next week, guys.
Yeah. But yeah, I love conventions. Everyone's just, I mean, despite that one dude.
Everyone else is cool.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess let's talk about some of your non-comic projects. I know anyone who follows you on Instagram at Tom Velez.
The Tom Velez.
The Tom
There's a
Velez.
reason
Tom Velez.
behind that.
TV.
That's it.
Because there's another Tom Velez.
Who is a self-proclaimed vampire.
Ah,
Even better.
He makes and sells vampire teeth. And when I first started my website, I would get a lot of emails be like, yeah, so, I want the 27 teeth thing. And I was like, dude, what are you talking about? He's like, you're not the Tom Velez that vampire Count Tom Velez or whatever? like no.
Count Tom Velez, everybody.
you're definitely going into my
So,
phone now. It's
I
Count
think-
Tom Velez.
Yeah.
I think on my Twitter thing, which is just pretty much retweet dog videos, in the little description thing, it says not a vampire. That's some other dude.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Probably turns away a lot of emails that would come your way.
What's
It
that?
probably turns away a lot of emails that would come your way.
Oh yeah.
I gotta find the vampire guy now.
Yeah.
But yeah, the point I was trying to get at is like you I know you posted those awesome skateboards. Was it for Blue Point? Mm-hmm. It was for Blue Point. Yeah, those.
Gia at Blue Point, she's the best. She's amazing.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. So I did that skateboard where it was a longboard, so it was like actually kind of bigger than like a.
Oh, I
regular one.
didn't. I couldn't tell that from the video.
Yeah, I
didn't
couldn't
even look
either.
at it. Yeah, that's awesome.
I was so you saw my like that's what I like work at. I don't have
Yeah.
like an art table or anything. So like just
That's what you
maneuvering that and making sure I didn't put like a hole through my computer and stuff. But that was a lot of fun.
That's talent right there.
Oh, thank you. But that actually, I've never done like a painted thing like that before, so that was like a whole thing. So like I would mask out all like where the red would be.
I did see you
that's
do
cool.
like that prep work from like piece to piece.
Forever.
Yeah,
I spent so much time taping, like just laying down the tape.
that's why I never even want to paint a room. Forget about it. Trying to do something like that. So we gotta,
Taping's the most part-
we gotta
most-
tape
yeah.
these tops. Like forget it.
Yeah.
Bring someone else in.
Oh, straight line. I would knock this out so quick.
I'm sure you.
But yeah, I did like all the curves and everything, and so I put down all the colors first, and then the fun part was the video where I got these Sharpie markers, but they're oil acrylics.
Oh,
or
wow.
something. No, they're oil ink. I think that's what it is. So it's not like a regular Sharpie. So it's like paint. So because I didn't want to like keep tipping for a paintbrush and all that kind of thing. So
So does that kind of give it like the texture, or like what's the purpose of that?
it was just to do the black lines, but I was worried that if I used a regular Sharpie,
Oh, okay.
the lines
It would
wouldn't be
kinda-
thick enough,
yeah.
and also the colors
So to
would
kinda
still pop through.
define
Yeah,
that.
it's
Yeah,
it's
okay.
a solid opaque black.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, I never even like knew those existed. And I was like, let me just see if there's like a
Wow.
oil.
So did
heads.
you test that out before you actually put it on there, or?
Oh yeah. That's why I tested.
It's like, no, I was like, this will work.
Yeah, there was a lot of testing going on,
Yeah.
but that was a lot of fun. It took a little longer than I wanted it to originally, but it's something I might do again in the past. It's just, again, I'm in like a 1-bedroom in Queens. and
Yeah, I mean, once you get more space, once you're in that Texas spot,
I
a
also-
lot of breweries out
Yeah,
there too.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd be set.
I also found like things about spray paint like I never knew. So it was super cold when I was working on this thing. So yeah, that doesn't work. Like if the paint is warm and then hits a cold surface, it'll crack and stuff. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way.
What is that? Physics?
Yeah. So like one day all the colors came out great, and then I had one other color and it was cracking like crazy. So I was like, it's the texture on the
Wow.
the squid arms or whatever. Like, and then I finished the whole thing.
The squid arms came out amazing.
Yeah, I was
really
happy with them.
Yeah.
I was really happy with how they came out because like. Especially, it just reminded me of like inking a commission or something. Once you start inking, you're like, well, this could go bad at any moment.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So where's Blue Point putting that? Do you know?
Yeah. So they have
Good question,
this,
Jim.
Well, thank you.
Great question.
Jim's a professional. So they have this new brewery, and it used to be an old. I think it was Briarcliff College. It was yeah. Well, it went out of colleges are going out of business on my brother's college went bankrupt, doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, so they bought that campus and
That's amazing.
Yeah, they changed it into a brewery. They gave me a full tour. They were very, very nice to me when I started working for them or doing projects with them. And Gia, what's up? But they have a bar within the brewery, and that's where
Yeah,
they're going to
that's
put them.
awesome.
And there's going to be a live music venue. And
That's
everything.
awesome.
Yeah, so,
That's really cool.
Cool.
yeah. So
It's a nice little story. I'm gonna bring people to that brewery now.
Yeah.
Say, hey, I know the guy that did this.
the best part about working for them is they send you beer.
Ah,
Lots of it. I've tried every
We are looking for some sponsorship eventually.
yeah.
So you know what, Blue Point, we're here.
We'll gladly drink your beer while we record.
Product placement.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
Free advertisement.
Oh, I forgot in the whole origin story. I started my own skateboard company right out of
Oh, cool.
right
You did not-
before.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah, so that was the picture that I posted on Insta. This is like the last one with the woman screaming. Yeah, you can check it out. So that was one of the boards I designed. So after school. After I dropped out, I started a skateboard company. That's what I was doing with my time before I got the Rolling Stone job and one job before that. But,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah. So
I didn't see that one yet.
I saw that one.
I designed.
They can see it from here, right? It looks great, right?
I'll try to put it up there.
Yeah, we'll get a link to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was a one-man shop. I was the salesman, janitor, designer, manufacturer. That I actually found a guy in California that knew how to do, because there's two processes. There's heat transferring, which is just like when you get those things for T-shirts, you just like iron it on. But that like
I've actually
ruins-
done that before.
So I was a big skateboard guy like you. Like were we talking about before the show?
Yeah, before.
Yeah. So I was skating all the time, and I don't know. One of the magazines came out, and I didn't like any. I need a new board, and I didn't like any of the designs. I thought some of them were lazy, and it was during a time where they would just. The one I remember was they just took the Atlantic Braves A and put it on there because like the A was part of like the first letter to the company name. So like a lot of that was going on where they just take like logos that are
No thought.
No, and they would just like tweak it a little bit.
Illegal
And
art
it was,
swapping?
yeah, that's exactly what it was. So I was like, I want to do something that's art related and something like I'm really into. So I started that, and it's hard because people are like, oh, why'd you stop? Why didn't you continue doing it? I was like, well, I was bleeding money, and it's like, if you're wearing Nikes and I'm trying to sell you Tom Velez shoes, like, no one's looking. But it was a lot of fun, and it actually opened up a lot of doors for me when I started working and stuff.
That's pretty cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
pretty cool.
Really cool. So other than the Blue Point stuff, do you have anything else going on?
Yeah.
Projects that you can talk about, or you want to exclusively announce on Don't Feed the Geeks?
I made a list because I knew this question was going to come up, and I quickly forget everything I'm working on.
Yeah, no, that's all right. We'll talk in the background. We'll talk about
All right, here we go.
Blue Point beer.
Yes.
It's very good.
So
Hold on a second. What happened up there?
It stopped recording.
it said no input.
That's fun.
No input.
Part 2. Intermission.
That was
an hour and 15 minutes, probably.
Oh, wow. I feel like we just started.
Couldn't have filled up that hard drive, right?
It's crazy. Even Billy Tucci said last time, he's like, it's like I did something like this with a buddy, and he's like, yeah, I could talk for an hour, and it's like it turned like 3 hours later.
wanna use this as a pause.
Live technical
Do we want to use this as a pause?
Jim's on it, though.
What is that?
What's that?
No, nothing. Never mind.
No, we'll just keep talking.
I can
You
talk about the projects.
Yeah, go ahead, talk about
you
that.
can work
Do you
with
just
that.
want to wait till...
Yeah, Jim's
you
not
get-
important.
Not that, but do you want to wait for it to...
No, it
so
doesn't
be on
matter,
the- Okay,
yeah.
so...
Yeah, the audio is going to be posted on our podcast,
Right. Yeah,
regardless if the video works or not.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So the last 8 months have been like really crazy where I've been just working on stuff like nonstop. But I worked on 2 Netflix pitches.
All right.
Nice.
And game development for a prominent comedian. I'm not gonna say who it is because it's obviously in development. I did some tests.
Could we
You can get. I'll tell you later.
Could we
venture
guess?
a guess on who the comedian
I'll
might
tell you
be?
later.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Adam Sandler?
what? No. How'd you know? But that was super cool because like I got his number now. He calls me all the time.
That's awesome.
And I did some.
Did the battery die?
They're fully charged too.
Wow.
Great.
But I did like a art test for like Rockstar Games,
Oh,
which
that's
was
awesome.
pretty cool. And so I met that guy at C2E2 last year, and I saw him again this year, and super cool dude.
The guy from Rockstar Games?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then that's not gonna tip, right? No, I'm just.
There we go.
I've been
Got to straighten it out.
We're back.
Yeah, we got the
Other
video
way,
back.
Other way.
A little more.
There we go.
There you go.
Got Bruce in there.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
There you go.
Just my head. Nobody wants to see my receding hairline.
So I've been working with Blue Point a lot on a lot of like everything from like outdoor advertising to just like regular graphic design stuff to the skateboards to storyboarding. Like they're kind of great. They just hire me for everything. They've always been fantastic.
That's cool.
And then
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, and they're so much fun. And I work on this. I work for this company called. I work with this company called Canvas Cultures. So basically, I do like original art, and then they take care of the printing for canvases, the shipping, the selling, and all that. I get like a percentage, and that's
So do you sell the original art to them as well? Do they buy the original art, or do they just do prints on the canvas?
so with them, they want everything like that. Like they just want to get new stuff as fast out as possible. So like with that, I just go straight into digital.
Okay.
I think there's like a few where I do have the original sketches, but those are mine. So
Gotcha.
and people have contacted me, like if they could buy some.
Yeah.
But of course, they always contact me about the ones that I didn't do an original sketch for.
That's funny.
Yeah, and then I'm also learning a 3D program. Right, it's called ZBrush. It's like what all the game development companies use to like 3D model characters.
Gotcha.
And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm also any chance I really get, I'm trying to work on my own property. It's called 123 Kill. And I've been talking about it forever, and I said this year would be the year that like I really focus on it, and that's of course when I'm getting a lot of work.
So
It's a great problem to have.
what is it exactly?
So the idea is that here, this is an exclusive.
Yeah. We want to hear it.
Yeah. So the idea is that 4 guys, they're freelance criminals, pretty much.
Okay.
They're hired by like a mob to like pull a job for them. This way, the mob's not really connected, and because it's against another outfit.
Ooh, interesting.
So all these guys are anonymous to each other. They're 4 guys. They're anonymous to each other. They don't know each other beforehand, afterhand, or during. The only thing that identifies them is a number on their mask. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So long story short, 4 ends up screwing the other 3, leaving them with like.
It's always 4.
Yeah, it's pretty much like that scene in Reservoir Dogs where like Steve Buscemi's running down the street pulling people out of their cars, but he pretty much leaves one guy for dead, and also planned it that like the cops have showed up just so he can do his getaway. So it's called 123 Kill, where they now have a bounty on their head from the mob because they think the mob just wants to get a hold of them. And to find out what happened, and also to find out who was in on it, and, or like if they knew each other beforehand, and they're basically trying to clear their name. And I kind of took the cue from like Game of Thrones, where like there's a bunch of history beforehand that you don't really know about, and it kind of all comes together at a head at this one
for them.
at this this little indie TV show. It's like a YouTube thing called Game of Thrones.
So, but this is a comic, right?
So I haven't decided.
You haven't decided how to use the property? Okay.
Well, so the initial plan was just to do a book with key shots.
Okay.
Which, if people don't know what that is, it's just like one frame of a scene, like a movie frame, and so that's where my illustration like really shines. So it would be shine. So it would be like a full painted thing, and I would almost in the light of like a Ryan Meiderding keyframe.
Okay.
So I was thinking of doing a book where it just had like character designs, like fully painted stuff. Oh, have you ever heard of this guy Dan Levisi? I can't believe I didn't mention him before. He's like the number one reason I got into like the style. Okay. He's like only a few years older than me. He created this book that's like this thick. Something just happened with his property recently. It's gonna come to light as like a TV show or movie.
So we're gonna know more about it.
Yeah. So he created this book that's like this thick, and he drew every single page of it.
Wow.
And he created like 75 different characters, and they're all like insane. His stuff has been stolen so much by all the Call of Duty guys. So I wanted
giving us 4 characters. This guy's doing 75.
No, I mean, there's only 4 characters. Those are the 4 main characters. Right now I have like 20.
All right, cool.
So
not 75.
Yeah. So I've been trying to like just work on the characters and to get their look, but it's been really hard because they're full of paintings, and when I'm like so busy busy with work alone, and then like the moving and the traveling, but I'm trying to figure out a way where I could still like, I want to put it out an image once a month for it. And I was also thinking of just taking one scene and doing maybe like an 8-page preview.
Oh,
like
that's a good idea.
Yeah. So
I feel like if you put that out on your table, people would definitely pick those up.
Yeah, I just want people to I know a few people. They're like, "When is this coming out? When is this coming?" Like I mentioned to it at a con, and like they're very excited about it. And
It's a really cool idea.
oh, thank you.
I don't think I'd heard you talk about it before.
I'm
interested.
I've kept it close to the vest because I've done a lot of talking and not a lot of showing.
Yeah.
I have a few images, and the thing is, like, I've been working on stuff for so long that some of my old stuff, I'm like, well, that's crap now. So. Like, I don't think some of the stuff is good, so like, I'll go back and change it.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, if you just want to throw it out, it's like just put it in a folder. I'll take it.
yeah,
Well, it might be a nice little move because a lot of the artists are moving to these Kickstarters and
Yeah.
Indiegogo. So
Billy was just telling us last week about that.
that was the other thing. I do want to do a Kickstarter Indiegogo, but crap. No. What do you? Why don't you like that?
No, I do like it.
You just keep making him spend more money.
Well, the reason I haven't just like done the pitch and done the video and done the whole campaign is because I want to have it like done. So you're not waiting 2 or 3 years.
that makes
Yeah.
sense. And you're definitely doing it the right way, I think.
And that when we were talking to Billy about that was his point. Like a lot of the artists, that's what they're doing, and it's easier on our end and your end.
Well, that's
because
the
it's
other
done.
thing. I've been burned where I put money up for a Kickstarter for
Yeah, I
a
have
book,
to.
and it's a year and a half still waiting on stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I'm seeing the guy just doing fan art and all kinds of stuff. Like, you should be drawing.
The
like,
thing
what
I
you're
paid
doing.
for. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, yeah, you're 100% right.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, I tell people when they also ask for commissions and stuff. They're like, "Oh, can I pay you half now? Because like I'm still waiting on a commission from like a year ago." I'm like, if you're giving me money, I'm doing it right now. Like
Yeah.
I'm doing it immediately. Like I don't want to.
I mean, it's tough too because like some people like you never know what you're gonna get. Some people like get back to you right away. Some people like you, it's like it's like I'm gonna finish this today.
Yeah.
You're gonna get this today. It's like oh wow. So it's like I mean every artist is different. It's just
And then Creees, who says, "I'll get it to you in a week," and then calls you the next day.
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm done."
That kid's so fast. But it's funny I say that. There's literally a guy waiting for a commission right now. Well, I'm moving. That's why. I literally stayed up the other night. Like we finished packing for the day at like 11 o'clock, and then I stayed up till 4. Like working on, like I had some client stuff I had to take care of, and then I was like, oh, let me start this commission. And then I woke up the next day at 7. Like Jeff was, I sent a picture of like the work in progress to Jeff because he always likes to see my sketches and stuff. He's really supportive. But I was like, yeah, I've been up since 4. He's like, oh, you're working pretty hard, aren't you?
Jeff's really good at pointing out the obvious.
But yes, and I want to do a little more writing. There's a few other ideas I have that I don't know how they would, what medium that I would use to do it. I might just
because I was confused when you first mentioned that. I felt like we just kind of talked about some of that 3D gaming. So I was like, wait, is that a pitch kind of for like a game for the 1, 2, 3, 4?
No, I just want to like create like a 3D model of it. So the reason I want to do it is because this other artist, Scott Robertson, Robert or Robinson, one of those two. Look,
It's okay. There's probably 2 of them out there.
Yeah. Pretty generic name. But he did this cool thing where he did like, it was pretty much like an art tutorial book, like how to render or something like that. But what was cool about it is if you got the app with the book, if you put it on certain pages, a 3D model would pop up on your phone and you could like spin it and see all.
I've seen those.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's
I've seen
really
those.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
And that was like 3 years ago. And I can't imagine like what that stuff's like now. So.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was thinking like if I do a book, I would like to have like a page where,
Interactive almost.
well, yeah, you can like get a 3D model of like the character's head and maybe like
That's
a
pretty cool.
mugshot kind of thing. Yeah, so
That's awesome.
yeah,
So I guess those are kind of like your goals for the future. Getting that done, right?
it's one of those projects that like you hear someone's been like working on their whole life.
Yeah.
Like I don't know when it'll come out. I would like.
Well, we're all in.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's the cool thing too. Like
If you put up original art
you're
on
telling
Kickstarter, we'll buy
You're
it.
telling us about it now. We're excited for it, and then like I know you'll be super excited when you finally release it. But then like us will be like, oh my god, it's like it's finally done. Like I
I
can't wait.
have put
Yeah.
out a photo or two of one character. She's not even one of the main characters, but other than that, like, yeah.
Awesome.
It's
Yeah, I
something-
know we'll be excited. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like, when he was on the show. It's like he was talking about that. It's
Put up at
finally
least
done.
4 original art pages as part of the Kickstarter for all of us.
All right, that's good. Jeff, you're out.
Sorry, Jeff.
Jeff, we can swap it every week.
Jeff who?
All right. Well, before we go into Don't Be a Geek, how about we get
I'm so nervous about this.
everyone always is.
Yeah.
Everyone does pretty good. I guess let's just get what are the best ways to kind of reach Tom Velez TV?
The Tom Velez.
Tom
The
Velez.
Tom
The
Velez.
Tom
Instagram's always great. I always look at the
and that's
messages
at the Tom Velez.
at the Tom Velez. Yeah,
Okay.
the Tom Velez. Emails are rough because
They get lost.
yeah, and some days like I won't look at my email until like 2:00 in the morning because I don't want to be disturbed.
Yeah,
like, if I'm
no.
working on something.
Yeah.
So Instagram. I mean, I'm always looking at Instagram. So, but
Just
yeah,
like the rest of us.
Yeah, and usually I'll just if I'm interested in something, I'll just be like, yeah, send me an email. So then
Yeah.
I'll sit.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so hit Tom up on
Yeah.
Instagram, and then he'll ignore you in an email.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the Tom Velez at gmail.com.
All right.
Nice.
Cool. Fully branded.
All right.
All right. So
Awesome.
tonight it's going to be Jim.
Can I say what shows I'm going to be at?
Absolutely.
Yes. Oh, sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm doing AwesomeCon in April. I think it's
Okay.
like the weekend of the 24th or something like
Okay.
that.
We'll in the show notes we'll add the exact dates
Okay.
of when
We'll list all
AwesomeCon
of
is.
them. Yeah.
Cool. And then I'm doing MegaCon in Florida.
Nice,
In
Orlando, right?
Orlando.
Yep.
And I don't know which one's first because they're back to back. It's either Phoenix or Orlando, but
Oh, the Phoenix show.
Yeah.
You're going to too?
yeah.
Yeah,
I
nice.
don't know if it's called Fan. It's not Fan Expo. It's
No,
like-
that's not. That's the
That's
Texas
something
one.
like that.
It's isn't it just Phoenix Comic Con? Because that's when Tucci goes to, and he's telling us to hit that thing.
We'll
up.
Google it.
Yeah.
We'll find out the name.
That's supposed to be a good show. We were
Yeah.
gonna hit that.
We'll definitely get all your all your. Is it on your website? Your
Phoenix
I'm
Fan
going to post
Fusion.
it on Instagram.
What's it called?
Phoenix Fan Fusion.
Yes, that's the one. Yes, thank you very much.
Gotta
for
hit
looking
that show up. That's
Yeah.
that's supposed to be a good show.
Yeah, I've only heard good things and I've never been to it, so I'm really
yeah. Everyone like even like Phil and like Billy were telling us at the last show we were at that it's like this is an awesome show. You gotta check the show out.
yeah.
So we're definitely gonna hit that up soon.
So those are the only ones I have right now, and I'm
I mean,
still.
you have to be doing the Fan Expo Dallas at this point, right?
Well, it's funny because like I got waitlisted for the ones like by where I'm going.
All close by, you got wailisted.
Yeah, there was like an Austin one, and they're like, "Yeah, you're not good enough." But
Forget you guys.
and I put in my application for New York, and we'll see what happens.
Awesome. Oh man, we're
Very cool.
We're trying to do media this year.
Okay,
for,
cool.
We'll see if we
for
get
New
it.
York. So
Well, I know I'm gonna get in because it's not convenient anymore. I'm gonna have to fly here.
of course you're.
Anything that's incredibly inconvenient.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah,
All right. So be the geek time.
let's do
Yeah,
it.
it's Be the Geek time. So
I think I'm more nervous too.
this is
Jeez.
the first one that Jim's gonna have. That's
You guys are gonna
Yeah,
like,
so Jim-
does he
Jim-
even like comics?
Jim's done Be the Geek once, the first
Yeah,
episode.
he answered 35 questions and none of them recorded.
Was that the Tom episode? No,
No.
Tom played who?
No, that was the second episode. He played me. Yeah.
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 Oh, right, yeah. Because there was like the yeah.
That was me against my wife.
Right.
Right.
That's what it was.
So the first time it
The recording that we lost.
Yeah.
no, the first time it didn't record, and the second time it was accidentally deleted.
I have no idea.
All right. So just
More
before we go
technical
forward, are we
difficulties.
You lost that
recording?
bad?
We're still recording.
All right.
Yeah.
You lost that
We're
bad
still
that you
recording on
deleted the,
video, still recording on audio.
All right. So how we're going to do this is, does anybody have a piece of paper?
I'll
Matt,
keep
you want to
tally.
put it on your phone? All right. So what we're going to do is I have a bunch of questions. We'll do first to 5. If you get a question wrong, I'll ask Jim, vice versa, same way. You'll go first because you're our guest.
Oh, thank you.
And
This is gonna go horrible because I'm horrible with names.
you know what? It's fine.
You and me both.
So they're going to increase in level of difficulty.
Okay.
I'm starting them off easy. I think they're easy at least. All right, Tom. So here we go. I'm starting with you. To date, how many episodes of Star Wars films have been released?
Are we including the one-offs?
To date, how many
Oh.
Star Wars episodes? How many episodes of Star Wars films have been released?
Oh, episodes.
Yes.
That's the trick question. So there's the original 3, there's the prequel 3, and then there's the 2 that came out. So that would be 8.
That is correct.
All right.
All right, very good.
See,
That is so loud, Jim.
I mean,
So loud.
I had to make sure because you got Solo, Rogue One. All
That
those.
was a question. I wanted that to trip you up.
I
That's
love
why I
Star
said
Wars.
episodes.
All right, if we're gonna do things I love, I'll be
Good
fine.
job. All right, Jim. This should be an easy one too.
Yeah, okay.
What is the first full appearance in comics of Wolverine?
Oh, that's the Hulk 181.
That is correct.
I wouldn't have got that. I knew he was in a Hulk comic. That's what his first appearance. I have no idea what the number was.
All right. Both of you guys got one right so far. All right, Tom. This is also in the easy category. What is the first comic book series to reach 1,000 issues?
No, it's Detective Comics. No. It's the Superman one. No. See, now you got me frazzled.
I'm going to need you to settle on an answer.
Let's go with Detective Comics because it just came out.
You're incorrect. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Jim, same question.
It's the Superman.
Yeah.
What is it?
Action Comics.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, that wasn't really fair.
Yeah. No, that was fair. I should know that.
Yeah, but that's kind of like glared at him
Yeah.
after he said
I thought
Superman.
it was because it was topical. So
Sorry, so you got the last
Jim just
one.
got that.
So it's back to you, Tom. Who is the sidekick of Sonic the Hedgehog?
that was Tails.
Correct.
Also Knuckles.
I wouldn't have gotten that.
Yeah, you went away.
would've gotten
You see, I was gonna say original sidekick, but I was like, I'm just going with sidekick. All right, Jim, this one's for you.
Psyched for that movie.
Have you seen the mock-ups for Sonic?
It looks so bad.
It's so weird.
It's a little bizarre looking.
Jim, what is the name of the criminal family chasing the kids in the movie The Goonies?
That's a good question.
Oh my God.
I know this one.
Another one I wouldn't have got. I've never seen the Goonies.
Wow.
I've only seen that, man, millions of times. It probably starts.
Honestly, you never seen the Goonies?
Never seen it. Yeah.
Wow.
We didn't have it.
No idea. I know it probably starts with a G.
No.
No.
Do you have any idea? I mean, you've never seen
The
it. You wanna-
Goonies.
Close guess, but no. It's the Fratellis.
Oh, the
Fratellis.
Fratellis.
All right, so this is back to you.
Yeah. Bullet holes the size of matzo balls.
In the Thundercats, who was originally Lion-O's nursemaid and protector?
Snarf.
Correct. 3 to
That's pretty
2.
That was good.
All right, Tom, your question. What toy company was the manufacturer for the original Star Wars toys? Did you watch the toys that made us?
No, I didn't. All right. I know Lucas had all merchandising rights to it, but to Star Wars, that's how he made all his money.
We'll go into that
Yeah.
after.
But I recently got one, like a solo, Han Solo, but I don't remember the name of the company. It's not Hasbro. It's not Mattel. Lucas Toys.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Really?
Jim.
I want to say Mattel, but it's probably like Rimco. Is it Mattel? I'm going to go with Mattel. It's not Mattel.
Yeah, it's Mattel. You're both wrong.
Can I say?
Go ahead.
Kenner.
It is.
Kenner.
Yes, that's
Kenner,
it. It's
Kenner.
the blue logo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what I was
He
gonna
said
tell you
Mattel,
was-
and I'm like, that was just stuck in my brain.
Lucas actually originally made no money because he
90.
he settled on a toy company so late in the game before the movie came out that he he made 5 cents on the dollar for every toy sold.
Yeah, Kenner got 95% of the royalties.
But he
from the
did
toys.
have merchandising rights, right? Or was that Spielberg that did that? One
Might
of
have
them.
been Spielberg.
Yeah.
All right, so
I
who
think it
got?
was Lucas because
We gotta look that up. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm upset with myself.
I'm disappointed in you,
should
Jim.
be.
I'm really disappointed in you, Jim. I thought that was going to be a home run.
Yeah.
So you were the last one to get it wrong, though, right?
Yep.
So it's him. All right, Tom. In the 2003 Daredevil movie starring Ben Affleck,
Cheap.
what character does Jon Favreau play?
All right.
Okay. See, he wasn't Kingpin because that was the guy from the Green Mile. What's his name?
Michael Clark Duncan.
Yes. John Favreau. He played his friend, the lawyer, which I'm blanking on his name right now. Hold on. I know it.
If you can give me any part of his name.
It's something with an F, maybe.
I can see you concentrating so hard on that.
He knows it too. I'm giving you all the clues.
I don't think I can ask Jim this question if you don't get it right.
You don't know?
I know. I know it because I can't stand the guy in the Netflix. Yeah, that's why I blocked it out of my head.
Fulton Reed plays him now.
Let's just say Finley or something. Yeah. I know it's not. I know
Sorry, it's not.
Is it Fisk?
No, it's not.
No. Murdoch?
It's Franklin
Nelson.
Foggy. Nelson.
Oh, Foggy.
Nelson
Fist would
and
be
Murdoch.
Kingpin.
Yes.
Oh, that's yeah.
All right.
So wow, I was really beating around that. I was so close.
What'd you say, Finley? That was good.
Yeah. I was like,
Was he called Froggy in that too in the movie?
Foggy.
Foggy still in the movie?
Yeah, it's Franklin Foggy Nelson.
actually, I didn't even remember John Favreau being in that movie.
Neither do
Yeah,
I.
it was a small role. He was
Yeah, he was the plus one.
Yeah.
All I remember is Evanescence.
All right, we're at
The
3-2,
entire-
Jim.
All right, Tom, this is back to you. What New York Mets baseball player is nicknamed Thor?
Oh, it's the yeah. I'm horrible at this game because I can't remember names. It's the pitcher.
You're like, oh, it's the guy who did the thing,
Yeah.
and it's
He kind of looks like Thor.
looks like Thor.
Oh, he's been in the news. He just
I
got
know
a
it.
contract.
And what's funny is I bought my uncle his jersey or his.
Oh my goodness! And you
Yeah.
can't remember the
I
name.
can't. No. Loki. I don't know.
That's correct.
I know.
No, it's-
It starts with T, doesn't it?
no.
Oh, okay. Then I'm way off. Okay.
Gary Carter.
Nope.
Are you serious?
I have no idea.
The answer is Noah Syndergaard.
Syndergaard. Yep.
All right, so your next question, Tom. So this is going to be multiple
You're gonna run out of
choice.
questions.
He came up with a bunch.
I hope not. I went to 21. So multiple choice. So
Okay.
whether you get this right or not, you won't be able to get it because I've decided multiple choice isn't fair for the next person to get if somebody does it.
We got both ears now.
So which of the following Masters of the Universe characters is not a henchman of Skeletor? Now wait, there's four options here. A, Beastman. B, Stratos. C, Trapjaw. D, Clawful.
So I know Trapjaw and was the first one. Beast. They definitely are. I say the second one.
B, Stratos.
Stratos. Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah. He's a hero.
Yeah. He's a real.
He's a character.
character.
Yeah. So that's what I did to.
I wouldn't have gotten that one either.
All right, Jim. You also get a multiple choice here. All right. So even if you get it wrong,
Yep,
you
yep.
won't get it. Who is not one of the original founders of Image Comics? A, Jim Lee. B, Todd McFarlane. C, Greg Capullo. D, Jim Valentino.
I think I know this one.
I also think I do.
Jim Valentino.
Sorry, that's incorrect.
Yeah, I
It's
figured.
Greg.
Who is
Yeah,
it?
Greg Capullo. He's not one of the original
Oh,
8.
yeah.
I should have added in 8, but there weren't 8 choices.
That's it. That's a hard one because he did a lot of the work too.
He did a lot of early work. That's
Yeah,
why I
yeah,
threw him in there. All right, so
We're tied, 3 apiece.
Yep.
back to you, Tom. In considering your name thing, it's probably going to be difficult as well. In Star Trek, both the original series and the film, who portrays Khan Noonien Singh
In the original series
and the film?
and the film. Yeah, I don't know that.
Jim, your question, do you need me to repeat it?
No.
I'll repeat it to give you some more time.
Doctor Strange.
In Star Trek, both the original series and film, who portrays Khan Noonien Singh? Jim, if you get this wrong, we're going to give Bruce the table.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ricardo Montalban.
Correct.
All I kept thinking was Fantasy Island because I'm going Fantasy Island.
Oh, you got
Fantasy
it
Island.
there? Yeah.
Fantasy Island.
What's his name?
I was going to say the plane. All right, back to you.
Still
Tom
3-3.
here. What fictional superhero movie does Vinny Chase star in on the HBO TV series
mine?
Entourage? That's yours. That's correct.
It's
That's correct.
What was the question?
What fictional superhero movie does Vinny Chase star in on the HBO TV series Entourage? Would you have gotten this?
No.
I really wanted you to get this so that you wouldn't have known the answer. I was hoping this was going to be your question.
That's why I stopped my tracks. It's an Aquaman question, so I thought it was for him.
No, that's correct. All right, so it's 4-3 right now.
I guess you didn't
Tom to
watch
Jim.
Entourage?
You're winning
No, I
4-3.
never watched Entourage.
Neither have I.
I never did, but I knew that one.
He's an Aquaman purist. He would never.
In Back to the Future 2, what is the name of Biff Tannen's grandson, also played by Thomas F. Wilson? His character's name in the movie.
Wow. The grandson. Jeez, even I can't remember that.
I probably watched this movie too much because I really like the lace-up sneakers.
Back to the Future 2. That was the future one. Mutt. I don't know.
Yeah. Tom, in Back to the Future 2, what is the name of Biff Tannen's grandson, also played by Thomas F. Wilson?
Biff Jr.
Griff. All right, this one's back to you, Jim. The role of Winston in Ghostbusters was turned down by which SNL alum?
Jesus.
I think.
I can only think of one.
Yeah.
Oh, Eddie Murphy.
That's right.
Oh, that was the only one I could think of.
So
I was going through all the black guys in my head. I was like, Richard Pryor. No, he's too old for that. That's so funny. That's awesome.
Nice
so
guess.
he was originally supposed to be in the entire movie.
Just say yes and we'll move on.
And then when he turned it down, they had the character, I forgot who he is, Steph would know 'cause she loves him from Congo, the guy who actually is Winston.
Ernie Wilson?
Yes.
Wilson, yeah.
Wilson.
Yeah. So he was originally the one to be slimed by Slimer in that
Wow.
hotel scene.
Totally pulled
That's
that one out of
awesome.
my butt.
All right, you're tied 4-4, so next
All
one
right.
wins.
So here we go, Tom. This is your question. Which famous Kubert artist founded the Kubert School?
I know this. No, I don't.
At least you're honest.
I'm nervous. I'm bad at names.
I'm going to give you a small hint. It's not Borat.
Wait, say the question again.
Which famous Kubert artist founded the Kubert School?
I think I know who it is, but I don't know. I'll just say Andy Kubert.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Yeah,
Jim, your question, do you want me to repeat it?
I know which one it is out of the two. Like, no,
Okay.
I'm not giving any clues. Really tight.
Adam Kubert?
No. It was their father, Joe Kubert.
Oh, I thought it was the son. Yeah.
No idea.
Okay. So your question again. Name one or both of the creators of the comic character Grifter from the Wildcats.
Oh, I'm gonna say Jim Lee.
Yeah, Jim Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It was Jim Lee and Brandon Choi.
Oh, nice. Thank
All right.
you.
I'm a nerd.
You guys almost went through all 21.
Wow.
Some of those were tough.
I'm going to give
I would've done horribly.
you... So those weren't even these last four were the ones I marked hard.
All right, give those.
All right, yeah, let's
Well, let's see if we all can
All
get
right,
them.
so I'll post these to the entire group. Which Spider-Man villain's real name is Morris Bench? Anyone?
Salmon.
The Vulture?
Nope.
Chameleon.
Nope. Jim, you have an answer?
No.
Nope. Hydro Man.
Who's Hydro Man?
His book's gonna be worth a lot of money now that he's in the new one.
I have it. Of course you do.
Who are the Gummy Bears' main villain in the late 80s, early 90s cartoon
Love that
series?
cartoon.
This is multiple choice.
Gummy bears?
Yeah, the
Care Bears.
Gummy Bears. G-U-M-M-I.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Bouncing here. and
Is it A.
everywhere.
Mumra, B. Gruffy, C. Steelbeak, D. Duke Inkthorn?
Gruffy.
Anyone else?
I didn't even know there was a cartoon.
neither did I.
Love that cartoon.
Nope, it wasn't Gruffy.
It wasn't Gruffy?
Big Thorn. Gruffy,
that.
Gruffy was one of the gummy bears.
Was it? I love that cartoon. Great soundtrack too.
The one
Apparently, you didn't love it enough
I love
because
that
you didn't know
cartoon.
the answer.
other than me, the only other person at this table I think might get this. What is the first comic book appearance of Jessica Drew, aka Spider-Woman?
Marvel Spotlight 5.
Yeah. Marvel Spotlight 5.
32.
Shit.
Shoot.
Hey,
Sorry.
all right. This one, if anyone gets the only person that I think might get this is Jim or Bruce. Who portrays Peter Parker and Spider-Man in the 70s live-action Amazing Spider-Man TV show?
I don't remember his name.
Nope.
No clue.
Nicholas Hammond.
Yeah.
I thought you were
feel
going to say
stupid.
Nicolas Cage.
That would have been amazing.
Marvel Spotlight 5 is Ghost Rider. I should have
Yes.
done that.
All right, that was everything. That was awesome.
That's fun. A little nerve-wracking.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
it
a lot of
is.
fun.
Thank God I did 21 questions
Yeah,
because I
that
was
was
going to
good.
do 10. I was like, that's probably enough. I was like, no, I should do 20 just to be safe.
It's funny because, like, when I was at home listening to the shows, I was, like, rattling off answers.
Yeah.
How is this hard?
Yeah.
I thought these guys were geeks. No, but it's different when you're playing.
Nice. All right. Well, congrats, Tom.
Yeah, you're not
thank
on the
you.
spot.
Good job.
First time.
You win nothing.
We will
I got a
have.
beer. So.
We will have swag later on that we will send to all former guests.
Awesome.
All right, so I guess we'll kind of jump into our current news here. You can add your 2 cents if you have any interest in any of this. Recently, I think as recent as yesterday,
It was yesterday or the day before.
Angelina Jolie rumored to be playing Cersei in a new MCU film, The Eternals, right?
Yeah. So
I
you
know
haven't
that-
heard of Eternals, right?
I have. I know it's a Jack Kirby project.
Yeah.
I never kind of got into it. There's so much stuff out there that it wasn't high on my priority list to look into. Do you know anything about it? Did anyone here really
No.
know anything about it?
No.
I think she asked to be part of this too, right? From what I
she was-
understand.
I have no idea about that. I mean, I think it's at the point, she did kind of like the Lara Croft thing a while ago, and then I think she wanted to separate herself from that, and I think now she wants a little piece of the pie. A little piece of the superhero
1976.
pie.
Eternals number 1.
Eternals number 1?
14
1976.
kids she has to feed. So.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, for real.
I'm sure she's getting quite a good deal of money from Mr. Pitt as well from that settlement. But yeah. All right, so
Since none of us know about Eternals.
so Angelina Jolie, I unfortunately our Batman guest Zach isn't here. I'm sure he would have a plethora of useless knowledge about the Eternals to share.
yeah.
Actually, just a text message, a thread we have from him would probably fill in everyone on what they're about, but I'm not going to read it. So I think
Then Marvel announced a few things this week.
I think I'm not sure when we're going to be releasing this one. It'll probably be the third Monday this month because April has 5 Mondays.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be releasing 3 episodes this month. This will probably be the third Monday of April.
Yeah.
That will be. Apologies. That will release this. So by then, I think War of the Realms will already be released. That's dropping. Big Marvel crossover event on April 3rd. Jason Aaron event. Supposedly, from what I've heard, he's been kind of building up to this his entire Marvel run. I'm going to check out the first issue. We'll see how that goes. I did look on previews today to put in my pull list to Best Comics, and there's 13 covers just on Diamond previews.
That's not counting like retailer.
That doesn't include the retailer exclusive. There's probably about 7,000 covers. Do you have a cover for War of the Realms?
No, I
Tom? No. All right, so there's only 6,999 then. That's about all I know about it. It seems like it's kind of has a lot to do with like Thor and stuff like that. But again, I don't know
worth
much
checking
about
out.
it. I feel like we don't have a lot to add to these things that are happening.
Not that one.
Well, it's very little since we last recorded. 'Cause it's close together.
I feel, this was last week. This is probably the closest we've recorded
Yeah, less
anything
than
in
a
a
week.
while. Yeah, which is kind of awesome.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm
That's fine.
game to doing it.
I'm cool. With
The
that.
other thing this week was Marvel announced 2 new Jonathan Hickman series, House of X and Powers of X, which are going to be 2 new X-Men titles coming out in July.
Oh, do they have any X-Men titles out currently?
2 additional X-Men titles. So,
That was sarcasm, Tom.
have you guys read anything by him? He's a pretty big name in Marvel and in Image.
What else has he written?
Are you familiar with East of West? It's an image book.
Oh, that was pretty
I heard
good.
of that.
That was the Western, right?
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty good
It's
book.
a very good book. His stuff is so. I don't know if everybody else would agree with this, but he's a lot like Grant Morrison. I find his stories are very, very involved, and like you need to be paying attention to understand
Right.
them and to follow them because they go in so many crazy directions that if you're following it, like it makes sense and it's really cool, but it's very easy to get lost. At least I found. But yeah, should be interesting.
Yeah, I gotta check that book out. I've heard good things about East of West,
Yeah.
and yeah,
I read it for a while back, a couple of years ago.
I need something new to read too.
Yeah.
What I put on here was the East Coast Comic Con that's coming up. Some pretty big name artist wise that are going to be doing. I know you're not there. You're not on the list.
No,
Have you done that show?
Yeah, I've done it the last 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah,
I've yet to go to that show. It's one of the local ones that I just haven't had.
I went
a
once
chance
with
to go
Jeff,
to.
actually. It was really cool.
Yeah, I went by myself once, but we've got besides art, besides entertainment guests. I mean, a big announcement was Val Kilmer, which is a pretty big deal. But you got Michael Cho's going to be there, Chip Starlin, Marv Wolfman's going to be there, Bob Camp.
I feel like Jim Starlin goes to that
I love
every
Bob
year.
Camp.
I found out Bob Camp used to
a
do work
character.
on Thundercats back in the day.
Really?
I had him do a Thundercats and Schnarf for me.
Yeah?
I was like,
I think you showed me this.
I'm sure you get Ren and Stimpy all the time. I was like,
Yeah.
I want this. He goes, it's been a while since I did these.
I just got an email from DC Universe. Swamp Thing is dropping on May 31st.
Ooh, nice.
Wait, like this May 31st?
Yep.
Wow, I thought they just started filming. I'm super pumped for that. So, but wait,
What kind of
is
show
is
that
Doom Patrol going to be done by then?
Yeah.
By May?
I would. Yeah, absolutely.
I thought there was like 8 episodes left. Man, I guess that might make sense. Yeah, you're right. So, do you know about the DC Universe?
Yeah.
So, have
Is
you
it all
watched any of
Titans?
them yet?
No, I want to. So, I'm very selective on things I watch because, especially with series.
I know you don't have.
No, it's not just that, but like if you're going to get into like a new series, like you invest a lot of time, like you invest like 13 hours. And
Well, these you can't though. You can only watch one episode at a time. So they.
If you watch them as they're released.
I mean, like
Yeah, no.
yeah.
You're right.
It all adds up. But like, so I'm very selective with what I pick. So the last thing I really watched was Umbrella Academy.
Yeah. Titans, I would definitely invest the time in.
So I heard there's this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Titans.
All right,
Titans
I gotta check
great.
it out because I heard there's this like one episode that even if you don't watch the rest of the series, you gotta watch that one episode. It's the Batman one where they're trying to. He's like,
The last episode.
That's the last episode.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
All
it's pretty good. That and I mean I've enjoyed Doom Patrol. I think you've enjoyed it too.
Love-
It's a weird show, so if you're gonna roll the dice and only pick one, I would say definitely Titans.
Okay.
Another one coming out next year, Stargirl.
Yeah, I had heard about that one. That I didn't realize that one
The
was that
cast
soon.
here.
I want to see the Swamp Thing. Like, how
I'm
are they?
really excited for that too. So
Is it live action?
yeah,
Yeah.
They're all live action.
That's gonna be crazy.
it's
Have you watched Young Justice? Sorry to interject.
Injustice.
Young Justice.
No, I haven't seen that. They good?
Very good. Yeah.
That's anime.
that's a cartoon series, right?
Oh, that's a cartoon.
Unbelievable.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sometimes they do like those one-off movies that DC puts out.
DC puts out great.
They're
animated
really good.
stuff.
Yeah, I follow all those artists that work on those shows. They're really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Cool.
All right,
about
so you guys want to talk about what we're reading?
Yeah. Can't have been too much since last
Watching.
week, but
Okay, can I just go back real quick?
Yeah, sure.
If people haven't seen it yet, but a very cool trailer that dropped today. This Brightburn.
yeah, the James Gunn
yeah.
thing.
I haven't
awesome.
seen it yet.
It's basically.
I've been waiting for this.
They're not saying it's Superman, but it's an evil Superman. It's as if when the baby crashed
Yeah.
on Earth, it was evil.
I saw
Yeah,
the first trailer.
I
that
seen
came out
that.
like a month or two.
Oh,
ago.
what has
Yeah.
okay? Because a trailer
Something just
dropped
came out
today.
today.
Oh, another one came out today. I want to see that.
It looks
so
good.
fantastic.
I've been waiting for this for a while.
So this isn't like an existing property, right? This is something James Gunn came.
Yeah,
up
it's
with?
his. I think it's his
Yeah.
original thing.
Yeah, he's producing it. He's
Elizabeth
not even,
Banks is in it.
Yeah,
Original
yeah.
Betty Brant.
Yep.
How has he not got sued yet? Like, I mean,
From what this kid's got powers, it's exactly
It's
like Superman.
Superman.
It is Superman.
It's definitely his story for the second movie that he's not going to make.
It looks absolutely amazing.
very excited.
So
Yeah,
be
I
on the
wanna see
lookout
that.
for that and check it out. Brightburn.
Yeah.
it's super creepy. The trailer that I saw, the way it ended, it's like super creepy. This kid just like flying through people.
Yeah. It looks like looks
awesome.
like he's totally psychotic.
It's like a mix of like The Omen and Superman,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
It looks great though. Didn't expect it.
Yeah. When does that come out?
I have no idea.
Very soon, I think.
Is it? Well,
I think it's like May or something.
It says 2019 here. It is May 24th,
You got it
2019.
right.
wow.
Cool.
That I will be.
Memorial Weekend. May?
I'll be somewhere. I'll be at a show that weekend.
That's right.
That's
Do it
always
that night.
that's always funny
You
too.
bring the sketchboard to the movie theater.
That's always funny when I go to the show and like a big movie comes out and people are
Like,
like,
hey,
"Have you
you
seen this yet?" Like, don't tell me anything. When I went to Chicago last year, I put up a little sign that said I did not see.
I did not see Avengers.
Yeah, I did not see Avengers. Do not tell me.
That is smart. Awesome.
All right, so who wants to go first with their current reads?
I will, because since our last recording, I'm not reading anything new.
All right, cool.
It has been less than a week. So.
Yeah.
And you guys want to go? I'll go.
Go ahead, Tess.
I have literally one page left on Detective 1000. As you guys came in, I was like, all right.
I tried to read it today. I didn't get a chance
Yeah,
to.
I was gonna say, how do you start with one page left? But that makes sense.
Yeah.
We walked in.
I read the first. I read the first 4 stories.
I would have been sitting on the couch and I'm like, hey guys, I'm just reading this. I'll talk to you in a minute.
Is it a bigger book?
Yeah,
got it yet.
I think
64.
on the digital version it was 96 pages.
Wow, that's big.
That includes like art pages and stuff like that. I don't know exactly. So it might be like 90 like actual like pages though, but they're like a couple short stories. Yeah. The first one is a Snyder Capullo. It's called The Longest Case. Pretty cool.
I really like that.
A little bit spoiler. I did like that one. As I read through more of them, there were some that I actually wound up liking better than that. Like the second one, the one about the gun that killed his parents.
I like
that
that.
was actually written by Kevin Smith, and the art was Jim Lee. Really like
Nice.
that
Cool
one.
combo.
This sounds
Yeah.
amazing. I gotta get one.
I kind of starred that one. There was another one called like Newt Brody, where it was like this like fake henchman that everyone in like the Bat family had played at some point. It was kind of funny. As it wasn't my favorite story.
It was
out of
quirky.
but yeah, it was like that was Paul Dini and Dustin Nguyen. Another one, Batman's Design by Warren Ellis and Becky Cloonan. That was kind of. I didn't really get that one. I want to read it again because I think there was like kind of a hidden message that I think I missed because I was trying to power through the entire thing. There was another one, Return to Crime Alley by Denny O'Neil and Steve Epting. It was Lee Tompkins, but apparently Lee Tompkins is old in this world, and it was kind of a weird interaction. Like she's like, you're not the problem. Like these kid criminals aren't the problem. You're the problem, kind of thing. It's like I really like the story where they kind of blame Batman. It's like you're the problem. It's not the criminals. There was a Heretic one by Christopher Priest and Neil Adams. I'm really sorry, I don't remember that one. I burned through it so quickly. And then there was another one I know. By Bendis and Malieve. Ooh, I really like this one. The penguin goes up to it, like they're very like elderly. A penguin like goes up to like this Bruce Wayne in this like handicap chair or whatever, and he goes, "I know that you're Batman," and he goes into like all these things about how he knew he was Batman, and then all of a sudden, like at the end of it, he like zaps him with like a taser in his chair because he thinks he can't speak. The penguin thinks Bruce Wayne can't speak, and he goes, "I knew that you knew." Like that was awesome.
That's cool.
I really like that one. There was one, Last Crime by Jeff Johns and Kelly Jones. That was a good one too. The Last Crime in Gotham. It was kind of like everybody's finally done. The Joker dies. Like the Joker's son dies. Like they've kind of like it's far in the future. Like Damien's like an older Robin. He's married to Catwoman. They have a kid called like Edge or whatever. I forgot what the kid's name is. The dog's with them. It was like the art. I wasn't crazy about the Kelly Jones art. It's just not my particular. I'm not a fan of that particular style. But the story was pretty cool. My favorite one was The Precedent by Tinian IV and Martinos Bueno.
Good creative teams on this.
Yeah, there's a lot of good creative teams. It was kind of Batman's trying to rationalize if he should take Dick Grayson on as like a partner. really good. It turns out like Dick Grayson's like hanging from the chandelier, actually listening. He goes, and the precedent is more like, oh, I'm starting a bad precedent because he's not going to be the last one. He's already foreseeing like there's going to be other kids that and he goes, you're actually the precedent. We have to just keep this going. Dick Grayson said, and I really like Dick Grayson. Like I joked about it, the Batman episode with Zach, but I was like, I've never read any of them, but Dick Grayson's probably my favorite Batman, and I've never even read the stories. And then the last one that I didn't really, no, I did finish it. Batman's Greatest Case by Tom King. And the art was a combination of Tony Daniel and Joel Jones. Again, I kind of ripped through that one really quickly. I don't want to speak on it without really remembering what it is. And then there was another one that I didn't finish. I have literally one page, but I didn't. The last page is where they put the creative team on it, so I didn't see what it was. And then the other thing I'm reading, I'm not watching anything new, so I won't get into that. This is actually, I bought this book, but Ozzy from Best Comics recommended reading it. It's Spider-Man Life Story 1, The 60s by Zdarsky and Mark Bagley. Awesome read. It's kind of like, it fast tracks through like Spider-Man in the 60s. Like it kind of like quickly recaps like everything that happened in the 60s. And it's awesome like to see like, you know, going back through that timeline and like what it was, like, you know, what he was going through. And I feel like they like kind of like go into, it's not like exactly what happened in the comic
Does it reflect that time period well, though?
I think so.
Yeah,
It was
I've heard a lot of good things.
It was pretty cool, and I think the next one. I think they're doing a number 2, which is going to be in the 70s. Cap's kind of in the end of it too, which is really
All right.
cool. I enjoyed that a lot. Awesome recommendation. I think also Tom, owner of Best Comics, he
did, yeah.
he
He did
gave
post
that
about
to Ozzy and said, "Hey, this is pretty cool. You got to read this." So yeah, they both recommended that. So I also recommend it as well.
Nice.
Have you seen Zdarsky's banner at conventions? It's hilarious.
What is it?
It's just a super close up of his face.
That's pretty funny. I've actually never. I don't think I've been to a convention that Zdarsky's at.
No, I've never seen him.
He doesn't go to New York. Does
He was at Emerald.
He was at Emerald.
Yeah,
He's a
that's
West
where
Coast guy, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those guys, a lot of those guys don't do the East Coast stuff a lot. That's why we have to make it out to a West Coast show.
They'll probably do New
soon.
York this year with this book coming out.
Nice.
Because he was on Sex Criminals before this, right?
Oh,
Amazing series.
Yeah.
I've never read
I
this.
heard it's good.
Hysterical.
I just haven't had time to read it.
Hysterical.
You read anything new, Matt?
Yeah. I read 2 Batman books this week. I'm still on a Bat binge. I read Batman Year 1, which I haven't read in a few years. So it's like a Batman it's a retelling of Batman's origin story, but it mostly focuses on Commissioner Gordon, which is really cool. Like I'd say it's like 70-30 Gordon to Batman, which I wasn't sure if I was going to like, but I ended up loving it. It was super interesting.
I think I've actually read this.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I have a graphic
It's
novel
Frank Miller
downstairs.
and Dave Mazzucchelli. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'll post it, though. Yeah, awesome read. And then you were mentioning Dick Grayson Batman.
Black Mirror,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
Black Mirror.
I do have to go back and read that. Is that
Yeah.
on the DC universe? It
Yeah,
is?
that's where I read it.
Nice.
Bruce Wayne's off with Batman Incorporated running that. So Dick Grayson's Batman and...
Oh, he's back at that point?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's running Batman Inc.
Oh, so he's still doing like official Gotham City Batman at that point? In that?
What do you mean?
Like Dick Grayson's still like the Gotham City Batman?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's Batman. And what's his face is Robin. Tim Drake.
Oh, Tim is it? It's not Damian?
No, not Damien.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's Tim Drake. Yeah, and that was just a really cool straight detective story, like mystery the whole way through. Art by Jock and Francisco Francavilla, alternating. Really good story. It's like 10 issues, 11 issues, but all on DC Unlimited, DC Universe.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right,
check them
Jim,
out.
what about you?
Still reading Dark Victory. I'm almost done with it. I'm going to finish it this weekend. Got to finish this book up.
You have a good amount of time. It's only been a week, so
I know,
it's
but I'm trying to catch up with other stuff.
Yeah,
so
I know.
I'm finishing that.
Yeah. I don't read
so-
current books, so it helps.
I'm so behind.
I read old stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I try to read. I've also like caught up on some X-Men stuff. I don't even know why I didn't add it in there, but it's like the Executioner song I'm into, and like the 1992 crossovers of all the X-Men. It's pretty cool. I've actually liked it so far. I know some 90s X-Men comic books aren't very well received, but I recommend it so far.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll end poorly.
So I'm reading that. I read this. It was more of a. It was a pretty thick book. The Man The Man and Superman. It's a Marv Wolfman. It came out probably
I
about
picked
last
one
month.
of these up.
It's actually pretty good. I love the art in it. It basically it tells the story of when Clark Kent finally left Smallville, went to Metropolis, and kind of that whole beginning stages of his becoming
So this
Superman.
is like a super old story, by the way. So he wrote this years ago.
Years ago.
Yeah, and they finally just like published it.
Which it's great. I really enjoyed reading that one. It was a nice break between everything else I've been reading.
yeah, it's kind of a change of pace, right?
Yeah. And it's Freedom Fighters. I'm not sure if you guys read this thing yet.
I picked up the awesome covers with the what does it look like? The
Uncle Sam?
Uncle Sam covers. I love those.
So yeah, I mean that's
Yeah, that was the
of
one I
them
got.
there.
I love that
So
one.
basically, this Freedom Fighters, it's basically when Nazi Germany actually won the war and basically conquered Earth. So they've basically running everything, and you've got all these. They started killing off all the the superheroes, and they killed. This guy,
Uncle Sam?
Uncle Sam. They killed Uncle Sam, and then years pass, and Uncle Sam's, they think he's alive again. So it's actually a pretty cool story. I like the
awesome.
old war books.
That sounds cool.
So that was good, and another good one I forgot to put up on the thing was this Vader Castle. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys
Was it Vader Dark something?
Dark Castle.
Yeah,
Castle.
I picked them up. I haven't gotten to read them yet.
Issue 1's been out already. Issue 2 came out this week. Really good read.
That's the new Darth Vader series that started,
yeah.
right?
Honestly, since Marvel's been doing Star
Dark
Wars
Vision.
stuff,
Dark Vision.
the Darth Vader books, I haven't read a bad one.
Yeah.
It's been like the
haven't
only
read it.
consistent Marvel series in a while.
Any of the Star, I mean, I'm only reading Star Wars and the Darth Vader stuff at this point. Both are fantastic.
It's the only thing I'm reading from Marvel.
I really like Vader Down.
Yeah, Vader
Down
was
was
so
fantastic.
good.
So
Like
good.
it's, I feel like I like that power level that he has in the movie. They don't like represent how powerful and like
Yeah.
of a BA that Darth Vader is.
End of
Like,
Rogue One.
Yeah,
What's
that's
that?
the only time you see
End of
it.
Rogue One.
Yeah, I know.
that's-
He's just like,
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's what we should have seen.
Any of the Star Wars.
yeah,
the
that's someone who would murder children.
Yeah.
and that's it. I didn't watch anything.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten to this Friday's episode of, I guess it would be episode 7.
I've been watching Batman animated series
Yeah,
because they're quick,
that's-
20 minutes. Just put one on,
Yeah, it's easy to kind of like feed out to that.
even though I've seen them a million times.
Yeah. Always good to go back.
Are you reading anything, Tom?
I'm rereading some stuff. I've reread Magic Order like 4 times now. I really love that book. Also, The Weatherman. Have you guys heard of that with Nathan Fox?
No.
It's a pretty interesting.
Is that an
story.
image book?
It is an image book. It's like crazy. It's like a crazy art style. I met this guy and I got a sketchbook like a few years back, and it's like some of the most insane art. And then I think he might have.
You made a note of that?
No, I'll listen to it later.
But it's really cool. It's like a future book, and it's very graphic and like pretty cool. And then in terms of like superhero stuff, I've just been re-watching, or I throw movies on while I'm working, so it kind of like
You need
sets the
something in
time.
the background.
That also, but also like, what were you doing for the last 2 hours? Well, nothing, because the entire movie passed by. I rewatched the Wolverine. I've been
Old
going.
Man Logan or the
No,
origin?
the Wolverine.
The Japan one.
Yeah, the Jap.
Oh,
yeah, that
okay.
one. It's not so bad.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, yeah. I've been watching movies that I didn't initially like, and like there's some parts
that's not
that
a bad idea.
Yeah, so there's some parts that I didn't like that, and ended up liking a lot more. I also watched Batman vs Superman, the deluxe cut.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's not a good movie. What else?
Let's not rehash this. Okay, move on.
I'm
No.
saying nothing. I'm saying
Okay.
nothing. I'm
And
saying nothing.
Spider-Verse about 4 times.
Great. Thank you. Love it.
It's the best. It was. You don't like it?
He refuses to
You
watch
haven't
it.
seen it?
It's more of a. I'm more of a like taking a stand here. Just kind of.
At the beginning, it was just like, oh, I'm not that interested. It's an
And this
animated
is
movie.
from the Mega Spider-Man fan here.
At this point, he's just not watching it to piss us off.
Yeah, basically.
All right. I really like the two different Spider-Mans they did, like the Spider-Man.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna wind up watching. At this point, I just don't want. I've waited as long as I'm not paying for it. Once it's on something free, I can watch. I'll watch it then.
It'll be up soon.
Yeah.
But it's
Nicolas Cage
be
was
kicking.
so funny.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. It was.
He probably that guy's bleeding for money. He probably took like $15.
He's good,
for
though.
that.
Yeah.
he loves superheroes.
Oh, he's a huge Superman guy,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
He was supposed to be in a Superman movie. Someone
he's
stole the Action Comics from him, and like he collected the insurance money, and then like they found it. And he's like, all right, I want to buy it back. He said, no, it's going to auction, and like someone else wound up buying it out from under.
Yeah.
He can't afford it now.
Yeah.
He got too many taxes. But that was a Tim Burton Superman movie. He was supposed to be,
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that documentary?
I watched like bits and pieces of it. I've never
It
sat
was
down
really
and watched
good.
the whole
Has
thing.
anybody watched that documentary?
No, I haven't
It
watched
sounds-
Is it on something streaming?
I don't know if it's on. It was at one point, and that's where I watched.
Yeah, I think it was on Hulu or something like
check
that.
that.
Yeah.
I think from what it sounded like they wanted to do, it sounded a little overly ambitious for the time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think it would have looked. I don't think it would have turned out well, and I think that's why they decided not to do it. But
Since we're talking about Burton briefly, I watched Batman Returns recently. That movie's insane.
good way, bad way. It's intense,
Catwoman's
right?
a zombie. The Penguin is a monster man. Batman's murdering everybody.
Did he kill people? Man?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he did kind of knock that guy down with the dynamite in the sewer, right? That guy's dead.
He didn't just knock him out. Yeah, he's definitely
dead.
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's.
So yeah.
But
we have to bring that up to Tom Velez.
Yeah,
he
well-
does kill people.
he
He
killed.
does.
Oh,
Dude, I was rereading like the early Detective Comics issues last week. He straight up kills people every issue.
oh yeah. I mean, Batman.
Yeah, there's a scene where you showed me where like he hit somebody in the head. It was like crack neck.
Yeah.
It actually says the word
It's
crack.
insane.
He's a part-time chiropractor.
Yeah.
Or the one scene of the doctor is in his lab and it catches fire. And
Yeah,
he just
and he-
stands there and he burns
Yeah,
alive.
his room
and I'm like,
burns. Like he throws a bomb in the room or something, and it blows up, and the doctor's stuck in there, and he just stands outside, shuts the door, and just stands there and watches him burn.
Yeah, that's like his.
I was like, all right, 1938 was pretty cool.
Batman's not a hero.
He burns someone to death in Batman Returns as well. Like he spins the
Yes.
Batmobile around and
Yes.
then just like
remember
floors
that
it.
now.
And the guy's
Yeah.
like,
That guy probably suffered like 15th degree burns. It's fine. Oh man. Oh wow. We've talked for a while this time, huh?
Good episode.
I wanted to get the longest one.
Yeah. It's gonna be close to.
It's going to be close.
So I guess the last thing we'll close out with here, we have a special announcement coming out. We retweeted this, reposted this on Instagram. But there's a really awesome artist from Turkey. His name's Gorkum Demer. We have a special announcement by this point. By the time we release this, it might be 420. So 420, there's going to be a big announcement that Long Island Comic Guys is teaming up with. And
High Times Magazine.
yes, I don't think anyone here has ever done drugs. So that would pretty bad projects to work together. But
I never inhaled.
yeah, it's a pretty exciting project. It's our first big like collaboration with somebody. So it's exciting to us. I mean, I don't know how exciting it's going to be to other people, but there'll be more information announced on later in
And
April.
we want to get other artists to do this. So once it's announced,
I think this is going to be the start of like many collaborations, and we didn't even think to do something like this. I mean, we
He
know
reached out
so
to
many
you,
people.
right?
Like, yeah, he did. He reached out to me. Well, I bought art off of him before.
He's an amazing artist.
Yeah, I really like his stuff.
I've had to stop myself a lot of times.
I don't have the ability to do that. But yeah, so this is definitely going to be an idea that we're going to keep, open for the future. We have people that we love who are artists.
Yeah.
Look,
It doesn't just get our name out
Tom
there.
Velez?
Yeah.
Thank you.
you may have to hit him up.
Guys, you guys have been really nice to me today.
It doesn't just get our name out there; it gets your name out.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in depth next episode probably.
Yeah, I'm hoping by next episode we do. I think it'll probably be later in the show. It'll probably be after the show. I think, at this point.
This episode
which is
releases
also-
the day after the show. Actually,
Yeah, this one does, right? Yeah, and then that should be the last Monday.
We're
We're gonna be trying to get some interviews while we're tabling and selling some stuff at the Suffolk Comic Art and
Suffolk Comic and Art Expo.
Comic
it.
and Art Expo. Okay. And we've put the information out there again. We'll include that. I'm sure we'll be reposting. We've shared some stuff about what we're bringing. There's gonna be quite a
Good
good
range
amount
of
stuff. Yeah, we're gonna have a good
merchandise.
yeah. It's gonna be a nice variety.
Yeah.
Of what we're gonna be bringing.
Was it the sneak peek I saw downstairs?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be whatever else, wherever we need to fill room in, that stuff's going to come up and go and fill it. Like, all right, where do we need space to fill? And yeah, I think that's it.
That's it.
Cool.
So,
Tom, thank you so much
Yeah.
for
Oh,
joining
no.
us.
Yeah,
this is
thank you,
awesome.
Tom.
And thanks if you're watching on the YouTube land.
Yeah, thank
thanks for participating in this. I hope this works out. This is more of a
We'll plan to record every episode.
Yeah.
yeah. Should be good. I got to figure out a better battery situation so they don't die.
good for you for some behind the scenes stuff early on, by the way.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for having me on. I had a
No,
blast.
thank you.
I can't wait doing this again. So.
Awesome. Yeah, we're
Absolutely. You're always
definitely going
welcome.
to have you on, and we're going to be talking about our project as soon as we sign this off.
Good idea.
Our secret project. So make sure you keep following us. All right. So, like we normally say, until next time, remember.
Don't